Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, the 8th day of May, and we welcome you to Breakfast with Roger and Friends on WAZU FM 90.7. And the friends include, in seating order, Dr. Gene Sidler. Good morning, Gene.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Roger.
Teri Chamberlain's here.
Good morning.
And I hope you enjoy that apple.
I will.
Bought and let me quickly say also good morning to Terry Grawey.
Morning, Captain.
Yeah. That deep, rich, radiant radio voice.
Good morning, baby.
Who sings with the Catlin brothers. But at any rate, I got a deal on
what?
apples at Kroger, a big bag of, and I think they're delicious. And not only, that's an editorial comment, but I think the brand, isn't Delicious a popular brand?
Yeah, Red Delicious.
Those are absolutely delicious. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to see if Terry would like to have an apple.
Yeah.
I know you like the oranges that came from Harry and David.
Well,
the apples
what was the
came
deal?
from Bob and Ray.
What was the deal? How much were they?
$5 for a bag.
That's very
Like,
reasonable.
like 20 apples. And I've sampled them, so there should not be, pardon the expression, a lemon in the group of apples.
There's not. There's worms in them. There's no lemon in them.
Do you remember, did any of you ever, as you were growing up, ever work in a grocery store?
Nope.
Yep.
I worked for Frasco's Grocery at the corner of Fairholme and North Adams. And
Frasco?
just about, Louis Frasco was the owner of it.
Oh, that wasn't the name of it, because I've never heard that.
Yeah, it was Frasco's, Frasco.
Really?
Louis had the grocery store,
Before your time.
and all of them were, yeah, that's right, because they did a duel with Abraham Lincoln, but I mean, goes back. And they had another Frasco who owned, I believe, the Mutual Tap, which was across the street, and Rich Frasco, was it Rich? Yeah, they had pinball machines. Remember pinball machines?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I did too. You know, there were guys who were good at it. If you hit the table too hard, it would tilt, and the game would be over.
Tilt.
Well, this guy could do it, so it didn't. I think, was there a little weight inside that?
I own a pinball machine, so
That's right. You were a collector of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's like a little ring, and then there's like a little weighted pendulum that hangs down inside of it, and
yeah.
so if you get it rocking and that touches, that shorts the circuit, and it
And it would tilt.
ends your game.
And it says up in the window of the machine, it'll say tilt, and the game is over. But if you played it right, and you had, pardon the expression, flippers on the
flippers,
side buttons, right? And
Flippers
well,
came
you
along
tried-
around 1950 or so,
and it would knock the metal ball up and come down, hit, and you could win extra games
Yes.
by winning so many points. Do you remember that?
Oh, yes.
There was a blind guy that used to play that. He was a real pinball wizard.
Pinball wizard.
Tommy.
Are you joking, or are you serious?
No, there's a whole song
I
about
think
it.
his name was Tommy.
Tommy? It was Tommy?
No, there's just a song, and they made a movie out of it and all that. Yeah.
Oh, really?
But a pinball wizard. He's a blind kid.
You know, what I have successfully done is completely forgot the point I was going to make in my
Well, I thought that was
story,
it. I thought
online.
did you win a
About
prize?
pinball
You were
machines,
talking
yeah.
about the Frascos.
Yeah,
The
but-
big different
And you got a
memory
prize
all
if you
I
got-
know what I was
Okay, there we
getting to. Yeah, thank you. We connected
There we go.
the neurons. What do you call them? Neurons?
Synapses.
Neurons. in the
Yeah,
brain,
well, we
yeah.
connected. What I was getting to, as a kid, I'm beginning to sound like Mike Olson. As a kid, I worked in a grocery store, and one of the things I had to do was sack potatoes. You had a big bag of potatoes, and you had little sacks, and you put them in the little sack. Well, when you got to the bottom of the potato sack, what do you think you found? Rotten
Well,
potatoes.
rotten potatoes,
yeah.
a mouse.
And you would put your hand down. And,
Oh,
yeah.
gross.
Oh boy, that's when I learned early not to lick my fingers.
No, you don't want to do that.
But you did work. Where did you work at?
You know, I worked
grocery store?
this is really where I worked at twice. I worked at Del Farm grocery store,
Oh, I
and it was on University,
Yeah.
and then years later.
Was that by Glenn?
No.
No?
Years later, they made it WMBD TV and radio and KZ93, and then I worked there again. I sat, I think, in the bean aisle on the radio because the station had bought that grocery store and converted it to their.
Well, on the corner
stations.
was the Benny Schwartz store later in years.
There was.
At Forest Hill and University.
Well, no, it wasn't on the corner. It was on the end of those one buildings. The corner was not Ben. There was a Ben Schwartz, and
Yeah.
it's where the Trinity is now, the marijuana dispensary.
Well,
But
you
out-
would know that. I
well,
would know that.
but out front, wasn't Ben Schwartz? What was out front? It's AutoZone now. It was Commercial Bank. Commercial Bank owned that property on the corner.
But they didn't have a- they didn't have a bank there.
University in Forest Hill.
Okay, I was
Yeah,
thinking of.
but they didn't have a bank there.
Yeah.
The bank is down on Forest Hill.
Forest Hill University on the corner, where AutoZone is now. That was a commercial bank branch.
Okay, I'll take your word
But they
for it.
moved down.
Yeah,
And now it's
Benny
PNC,
Schwartz
but
was
then-
closer to where WMBD TV is now.
Yeah, well, yes. There's a little strip center there with about 4 or 5 buildings
Yeah.
in it, and then on the corner was the bank, because I sold that property to AutoZone when I was at the bank, and it was contaminated.
It was.
We sold that property for, I might have my numbers wrong, but I think it was like $450,000-$600,000 or something, and it was contaminated. And we'd had a D9 cat dozer tractor that sunk down. It had dug out from lot line to lot line on that property, and as you drove by the university, the top of that D9 was even with the street.
Oh, wow.
It was about 10, 15, 12, whatever feet deep, and still digging it out, and the walls were still green and still smell. You could drive by university and smell it, and we called the state fire marshal and said, we're done. We can't clean it anymore. We're gonna hit the equator and or China.
Yeah.
And so we quit and we filled it back in and said, AutoZone, do you want it? And they still took it, and it cost us what we sold it for. So they netted zero out of that deal.
Wow. And you know, if you walk by today, you can still smell it.
I think if you yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
It was right.
You remember a chain of 5 and dime stores, Ben Franklin?
Oh,
Yeah, in Peoria Heights, I remember
They had
that.
one that-
They had
And they
a 5.
ended up eventually, I was just looking it up here, going through bankruptcy and closing virtually every store in the country. But they're coming back, and there's one in Washington now. It just opened up.
You're
really?
kidding.
Yeah, I remember the old Bauer Furniture Store?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
sure do.
It's now Ben Franklin.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you get a turtle? Can you buy a turtle? Used to be
Yeah,
able, you used to be able to buy a turtle.
Yeah.
Did you?
I had a turtle,
Yep.
yeah. Until later on, I said to my mom, I said, what kind of soup is it? And she said, turtle.
It says terrapin soup.
I said,
Far north, known for its turtle soup. but it's-
I said to my mom, I said, what's my turtle doing in my soup? And she said the backstroke.
Yeah, I was looking them up on Wikipedia. It said that in the 1990s they had 860 stores nationwide, and they all closed because of bankruptcy. But a few reopened, and now there's still several. They just describe it as several stores still operating under the Ben Franklin name.
Wow.
So that sounds like there can't be very many nationwide, but there
no.
is one in Washington.
But don't you remember Kresge's and W.C.
yeah.
and Ben Franklin?
Absolutely.
All these stores
Yeah,
had
we had
bargains.
all of those up by where we live. Yeah, yeah.
And they went broke because they gave too much of a discount.
I guess they
on it.
probably competition. I don't know why they went broke or.
Yeah, the Walmart phenomena for one thing,
yeah.
and
Woolworth was another one.
yeah, SS Woolworth.
Yeah, and you know, one of the big stores in Morton at that strip mall
Oh,
where
that's
Kroger
Kresge's.
is was
Kmart.
Kresge, was it,
Well,
or S&K?
It was Kresge Corporation owned.
Yeah,
Didn't
Like
Sears
Kmart and
buy
Kresge.
out Kresge?
They may have at one point.
I do know that Kresge's female, what would you say, testimonial was one of my favorite actresses.
Who?
I'm trying to think. Of who it was.
She was so impressive.
Was it Amy Grant? No, it wasn't Amy Grant.
Was it an older
She was a
actress?
no, a very attractive brunette.
Gina Lola Brigida.
No, look it up. See who
Spokesperson
for
for
the clothing line of Kresge's. Was
Oh,
that the name?
was
of
I
it?
that
know-
Jacqueline Smith?
Jackie
Yes,
Smith, and she
yes.
was with Kmart, yes.
Yeah.
That was Kmart.
Kmart, thank you.
Is she-
Well, but that
what was
was
she?
Kresge.
Yeah, Kresge
K-
owned
Kmart was their
I
discount.
think it stood for Kresge's, the
right.
K.
Yes,
She
yes,
won
it did.
Cody's
That's right.
Angels?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
That was your favorite actress?
No, I said, well,
She was good looking.
yeah, hey, I had a lot of favorite actresses, a lot of favorites.
But
for
you
that matter.
like the brunettes, don't you?
Yes, I would, but also right close behind is blondes.
Farrah Fawcett,
And,
she was the other, wasn't she?
Was
And it
she-
just started out
she
Kate
was-
Jackson, Farrah Fawcett, and
Yeah,
Jacqueline
Kate
Smith.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Kate Jackson was in a police show. What was the name of it?
Well, she was in Scarecrow and Mrs. King.
There
No,
was a
not
police
that.
show, yeah,
There was a
where she
TV
was
show.
sort of the,
Had
she worked under a more senior guy in this
Yeah.
police. I could look that one up too.
What it was it LAPD or
It was
similar
something like
to-
LA.
You're just texting her memories this morning.
I haven't had my coffee yet.
and I had part of a
Scarecrow,
donut,
Mrs.
and you
King.
sort of got that sugar.
You get that
boost.
sugar rush. And he's just,
And the reason I remember that, we got to watch
Rookies.
The Rookies. We got to watch a filming of the TV series in one of these movie houses.
Really?
Where, yeah. And we had an earthquake while we were watching the filming, and I heard somebody say, "Everybody stay where you are. We're having an earthquake." And I felt it. You were in California a
we
number of
felt
times.
many
Did you
earthquakes, yeah.
feel an earthquake?
Yes, we did.
What do they call it? Santa Ana Fault, or what is
The
it?
Santa Ana Fault is up closer to San Francisco, up in Northern California, but no, there's faults in Southern California. I don't
San Andreas
remember.
is the big one, isn't it? The San Andreas is the one that runs.
Oh, yeah, actually, you're right. San Andreas is the one I'm thinking of up in Northern California. And Santa Ana, I think there is a fault named Santa Ana. Yeah, and that is Southern California.
We have a fault on this show, but I'm not going to identify
We
it.
have several faults on this show.
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah. I worry.
I resemble that remark.
Yeah. Well, as it turns out, that's it. I wasn't going to mention it. What were you drinking this morning? A health drink?
And I mean,
You
no,
could you
it's-
analyze that? He is
It's
somewhat
just
of a
a-
health fanatic.
no, I'm not
Well,
really.
what is
I
that
eat this
stuff?
junk that's in here sometimes.
That it
It's,
looks dangerous.
It's 2 bananas.
It looks healthy.
Oh, good for
It's frozen. They were
potassium.
frozen. 2 frozen bananas, and
Well, they're not frozen now.
turmeric
Now,
and honey
turmeric.
and cinnamon.
Okay. Now you had to have some liquid. Did you put some
It's a
water or milk
It's a skim
from
milk.
the skim milk?
That's it.
Good. What do you
Just
think? What
grind
would
it
you
up.
rate it on a scale of 1 to 10?
Well, I don't know that they're as healthy as everybody promotes them to be, but they can't hurt you, and it's good nutrition, and yeah, there's vitamins in it, and it's a big thing these days. You know, there's a whole chain of Smoothie King stores
Yeah,
that's all they
smoothies,
sell
yeah.
is that
And
kind
they
of
charge an
mixed stuff.
arm and a
Oh,
leg.
yeah,
They're
it cost about
expensive. They got-
$42.
You know, it'll cost you the price
That
of a
size, yes.
No, I will tell you, the best bargain of grocery stores today are bananas. I think the cost of bananas for what you get
Yeah.
and the health value of it, I don't think what are they like? Anywhere from 45 to 50 cents a pound.
50,
Yeah,
52.
Kroger has them for 39 cents a pound.
39.
Usually, yeah.
Jeez.
Or at least the Kroger that we go to, East Peoria.
I remember Eddie Dwyer. You remember Ed Dwyer, a wonderful guy. He did sports on Tuesday for us, and he always brought in bananas for everybody. Now, I don't know whether he was trying to tell somebody or tell us about something, but every Tuesday he came in with bananas for the gang.
I can't eat just a banana. I gotta put it in. So I like the flavor. I just don't like the
The texture.
texture. I don't like.
You know, I learned to try something, and I don't do it anymore, but somebody suggested bananas and peanut butter were very nutritious.
Oh, yeah.
Elvis loved a banana and peanut butter sandwich.
I usually put peanut butter in here,
Wasn't
but Eileen
Elvis
bought the
Presley's
wrong
favorite
Yeah.
peanut butter, and I
meal
don't like
was
what
a
she
peanut
bought.
butter
So
and
Banana sandwich,
yeah.
yes.
Okay. Notice how we morph into separate conversations
yeah,
like
well, that's what we do here. Yeah,
yeah, well,
it's stereo. People can listen on what channel they want. You know.
yeah, no, they-
Put the conversation in the conversation.
pick out your conversation. All right, well, let's do what we do every morning to bring you the most complete, comprehensive news. don't think you did. Anyway, I'll go ahead and give the weather, brought to you by Steve Sink.
I'll take notes.
He's the managing partner of PHX Affiliates. You know, Steve, really a nice guy. I've had breakfast with him, and I've got better acquainted with Steve and the business that he does, and he knows. I mean, he knows business. I know you're quite a business broker, you might say. Steve been around helping people buy or sell their business for over 20 years. And if you're thinking about buying a business today or maybe selling one, talk to Steve Sink, and you can reach him at 309-696-8508. Well, yesterday we had some controversy about the weather, and I went to the arbitrator, and the arbitrator said, Roger, you were right and Kyle was wrong. So he will have an opportunity to refute that.
This is going to get ugly later today.
It will get, you're exactly right. So out on a limb. Now, I don't make this up, Kyle. This comes from the National Weather Bureau, where you once worked. I don't know why he doesn't work there anymore, but he
Well, he
worked
argued
there.
with him, I think, was probably part of the...
Yeah. Well, he's making a lot more money
Well,
doing
that's
what
true,
he's doing.
too.
He's a very wise businessman. You know what he used to do before he got into insurance?
He was a Schwann's man.
He was Schwann's man, exactly right.
Oh, really? They drove the truck with the frozen food and all?
Yep.
That's a tough job.
You bet it's a tough job, but it's a rewarding one if you're successful, and he was successful.
He has said that he made good money doing
Yeah.
that, yes.
Yeah, and that's why he's in insurance, for that matter. They're blueberries out of this world, but they must be hand-picked by illegal immigrants because...
Schwann's?
Yeah, the blueberries they sell, they're huge. You get blueberries at a grocery store and they look like peas.
Yeah.
But Schwann's had big, huge blueberries.
Yeah, I've seen those. big
Do they
ones
come to your,
about
do
the
they
size
come to
of
your
a
house? I haven't
walnut.
seen
They did
Schwann's
it.
truck for a
They
long
did it
time.
one time,
Yeah.
but it reached the
Marbles?
point where I had to take a
Yes.
second
Yeah, they're-
mortgage out to.
Oh, they
pay
get,
for-
Well, I've
well,
also seen that
they're
they
very good.
pick, there's a machine that goes through and picks them.
Really?
what?
Have you ever seen that?
Blueberries?
I'll try.
Yes, and it's called illegals.
no.
Anyway, get on with
Called
the weather.
wine.
Yes, thank you.
called a wand.
Thank you, Terry. Mostly cloudy today, and you know I'm nervous about reading it, even though this is from, and I've updated this morning, like he said one morning, where do you get your information? You write it at night? And I said,
There's
no,
somebody using a
I
hand
write it
version
at
of
night and update it a few
they
minutes
just,
before I go on the
Yeah,
air.
you work
Mostly-
on it.
I do. Mostly cloudy today, a 30% chance for showers and a high of 70. Tonight, partly
70.
cloudy. Yes, it's going to be a nice day today if you like showers. Overnight low tonight, 51. Tomorrow, sunny. It's a beautiful day tomorrow. Sunny and pleasant, 78. Tomorrow night's low, 50. Sunday, sunny, 67. Monday, sunny, 68. Live weather updates throughout our program this morning with meteorologist Mr. Weather Kyle Varnold joining us in person. So guard the pastries around 8:20, and right now our temperature at 49 degrees. Now let's get into the news, something that we're very proud of because it's brought to you by your hometown community banks, Division of Morton Community Bank, 50 branches, 50 locations in central Illinois to serve you. Look for the clock tower and you know they have time for you. Member FDIC. Now the two Terrys with news.
Peoria police announced the arrest of 61-year-old Kevin Armstrong on sexual charges involving at least 2 minors. Armstrong, who was an employee of Peoria School District 150, is charged with predatory and aggravated criminal sexual assault and aggravated criminal sexual abuse. The arrest came after one of the minors reported to middle school authorities the alleged abuse by an adult.
District 150 officials were quick to point out that the alleged abuse did not take place in district schools and property. Though Armstrong did assign referees to district sporting events, Armstrong has also been implicated in a second case with a minor. That victim says there was inappropriate touching covering a number of years. Investigators searched Armstrong's home in the 500 block of West Northmore Road and reportedly found evidence connecting him to the charged crimes. He's now behind bars at the Peoria County Jail.
23-year-old Javier McGee was found guilty of first-degree murder by a Peoria Circuit Court jury yesterday. McGee claimed he shot and killed 27-year-old Deshaun Morris in self-defense at Lexington Hills Apartments in March of 2024. The jury didn't buy it, taking just 2 hours to vote guilty. McGee will be sentenced June 25th.
3 U.S. destroyers came under attack from some drones and cruise missiles in the Strait of Hormuz, but the attackers failed and were destroyed. President Trump then ordered retaliation airstrikes on 3 Iranian ports along the Iranian coast near the Hormuz Strait. The response was The response was militarily huge, with F-18 Hornets, Seahawk helicopters, and A-10 Thunderbolts. One report indicated some B-2 stealth bombers were used to hit Iranian missile facilities. That's a lot of firepower.
I'll say, I
That's-
think he was sending a message.
That's huge.
President Trump said the ceasefire is still in effect, as is the pause of Project Freedom. The president also claimed a peace deal is just days away. However, Iran has expressed no such possibility. Meanwhile, at the request of President Trump, France and the United Kingdom are deploying significant naval assets to the Middle East. The French aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle and the British destroyer HMS Dragon are headed to secure maritime routes in the Red Sea and the Strait of Hormuz.
In this country, the battle of redistricting continues, with Democrats and Republicans winning some and losing some. Republicans are poised to win in Tennessee with a new map eliminating a strong Democrat district on the basis of the recent Supreme Court ruling that districts are not to be drawn on the basis of race. As Republicans won the vote in the Tennessee House, Democrats used air horns to override the airing of legislative proceedings. That's real mature.
Yeah. The family of slain Loyola University student Sheridan Gorman lambasted Chicago Council member Maria Haddon for saying the young college-woman was in the wrong place at the wrong time when she was murdered by an illegal immigrant. Seriously? Jess Gorman, the girl's mother, said, "My daughter was not in the wrong place at the wrong time. The killer was." She added the illegal immigrant from Venezuela was released from custody months earlier despite an active immigration and custom enforcement detainer. It came while Governor Pritzker and Mayor Brandon Johnson were working to boot ICE agents out of Chicago and Cook County.
Terrible.
And then we have a couple of fires to report. One at 7:30 last night in the 1200 block of North Adams caused an estimated $200,000 in damage. 5 residents scrambled to safety, including 2 who apparently jumped to the roof of a neighboring house where they were rescued by firefighters. That's,
Wow.
Wonder how that took place. That's not too far from where I once lived many years ago. And earlier in the day, firefighters snuffed out a fire at a vacant house in the 1300 block of Martin Luther King Drive. 2 people were able to escape safely. Arson ruled the cause of the fire, which caused $5,000 in damage. Those are some of the stories we're following this morning. Now, let's turn to the world of sports. And we don't have good news. The good news is brought to you by BradleyTimes.com. Bad news is our Rebels
Well, it's not over yet, the series anyway, but yes, it's down to Game 5. The Game 4 last night out in Evansville, the Peoria Rivermen lost 3-1. It was a good game, though. I was following it online. I wasn't watching it.
You
but
can watch it.
yeah, you can. You can you get a stream for it. But I was just following what they call the live stats, and it was tied up by the River. They fell behind 2-0. They tied it up early in the second period, and then it went all through the remaining part of the second period, almost the entire third period, 2-1, and the Rivermen had many chances to score. They outshot the Evansville Thunderbolts almost 2-1 ratio, but just couldn't get that tying goal. And then they had an empty net goal inside the final minute to make it 3-1, and the Rivermen lost 3-1 in Game 4. The series now tied 2 games apiece, and it will return back here to Peoria for Game 5 tomorrow night in Carver Arena, 7:15 p.m.
Turn out.
Yeah, get your
root for
tickets
the
now,
home
because I
team.
think they're going to have a huge crowd there for Game 5, the championship for the SPHL. It's going to come down to just one final game. Get back to hockey in a minute here, but switch over to baseball here first. The Chicago Cubs, they won again. Beat the Cincinnati Reds yesterday 8-3 for their 9th win in a row. They won 19 out of 22. They had that 10-game winning streak. Then they lost 3 in a row, and now they've won 9 more. The Cubs are on the road now. They're down in Arlington, Texas, to play the Texas Rangers tonight at 7:05 p.m. First of a 3-game series. Cubs did announce yesterday that starting pitcher Matthew Boyd underwent successful knee surgery yesterday for torn cartilage. He'll miss at least 6 weeks. The left-hander suffered injury while at home playing with his children.
Oh, yeah.
Very strange injury, but he's on the injured list along with several other Cubs pitchers. They've got 5 relievers on the injured list, and now 3 starters. Cade Horton and Justin Steele have been
Oh, my
on the
goodness.
injured list
Yeah.
now, and Justin Steele hasn't pitched all year yet. He's supposed to come off of the injured list sometime later this summer, maybe, having...
What would you give him as your doctor? What to expedite the healing process?
Well, it depends on the injury, obviously. Justin Steele had elbow surgery, the Tommy John type surgery, so that takes about a year to recover from.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's been out since middle of last year. with that
Wasn't Tommy
injury.
John surgery, was it?
I don't know the specifics, but it was elbow surgery, and I was presuming that it was the ulnar collateral because he's been, like I said, he's been out since the middle of last year.
By the way, what is elbow grease?
Elbow grease, it's a special product that you have to buy at Walgreens.
Really?
No. No, of course not.
I didn't mean to interrupt you with a stupid question, but I got a stupid answer.
Yeah. Well-deserved stupid answer. But also Cade Horton out now for a little elbow strain, and he's supposed to be back here sometime in the next few weeks. So, oh, wait a minute. It's Horton that's out for the season, and it's Steele that's expected back.
I've thrown you
Yeah.
off rhythm here.
All right. Anyway, Matthew Boyd was 2-1 on the season. He was actually scheduled to start tonight's game in Texas, but nope, he'll be out for several weeks. The Cubs also made a trade yesterday, acquired a relief pitcher from the Sacramento Athletics by the name of Tyler Ferguson. He's a 32-year-old right-hander. He's been around for a couple of years with the A's, and he's pitched pretty well, so I think he could help their bullpen. So let's hope they get their regular guys back and can make it through the rest of the year without getting too many more injuries. St. Louis Cardinals were in action late last night out in the West Coast against San Diego Padres, and they won that game 2-1. They're 22-15 on the season, still 3.5 games in second place behind the Cubs. Chicago White Sox were off yesterday. They play at home tonight against Seattle Mariners. Peoria Chiefs scored 4 runs in the bottom of the ninth to beat the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers 7-6 last night. Chiefs now 14-15, trying to get back to that 500 mark. Series continues tonight and through Sunday. National Hockey League, there was one second-round series game. The Carolina Hurricane, they're really looking strong. They beat the Philadelphia Flyers 4-1, taking a 3-0 lead in that best-of-7 second-round series. And in the NBA, a couple of games. Detroit Pistons beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 107-97. Detroit leads 2-0. And the Oklahoma City Thunder, also looking very strong, beat the Los Angeles Lakers 125-107. Oklahoma City with a 2-0 lead in that series. NCAA basketball news. The NCAA announced officially that they are expanding the postseason March Madness tournament from 68 teams to 76 teams for next year's tournament, the 27 postseason tournament. That might help Missouri Valley get a second bid in some seasons. We'll see. More likely that those extra bids will go to the 15th and 16th place teams in the Big Ten or SEC.
Yeah. I'd hope that Chris Reynolds, who was and still is, I'm sure, on
He's
the
on
NCAA
some committee. He's no longer the
committee.
selection committee. He's on some other committee with the NCAA. Yeah,
But he carried a voice on behalf
and
of
the mid-major
the Valley.
schools, which is what they call schools like Bradley, they're not the big major conference schools. They try to get their way, but somehow those big schools with all the money they have, they get their way.
Yeah, they're
most
running the
times.
show.
And one quick NFL note, I know you're always interested in stories about Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, sure.
Anyway, he had signed the one-year contract last year with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Had a pretty good season, although the Steelers did not make the playoffs. He is to meet with the Pittsburgh Steelers here sometime in the next few days to discuss the possibility of playing one more season. Four-time.
How old is he?
He is 42. He'll be 43 in December. He's a four-time most valuable player in the NFL. He's looking to try to get one more season, maybe make one more run with the Steelers. I'm sure part of his negotiating will be that they've got to help him out and get some better blockers and some better receivers, because that was more of the downfall than it was his fault. He actually had a really good season, considering the Steelers were a rather mediocre team.
Yeah. Didn't he spend some time in a cave?
Oh yeah, that was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Ayahuasca.
Drinking
journey.
ayahuasca or whatever that stuff
Ayahuasca.
that did. Oh yeah, Terry will know about that, I'm sure.
Oh, it's weird.
It's one of those little.
Health drinks?
Oh no, it's
Well,
like an
no.
indigenous people's kind of ceremony that they put people through. I
It's
don't
a
know that there's
psychotic
any
thing.
I was
true
surprised.
medicinal value.
No.
I was surprised he turned down the contract offered by Donica Patrick. I thought sure that,
He what?
yeah.
He was going to buy her?
No, he was going to get married, or she offered him a
Really?
contract.
Really?
No, I made that up.
She's-
but
she's
he
good-looking
dated. He
gal.
dated her for a while.
Yeah, they
he's
did.
he's done pretty well.
He's dated
in
a
the
couple
dating
actresses, Shailene Woodley. He was engaged to Shailene Woodley, a very attractive actress, and then Olivia Nunn, wasn't he also dating?
field. Olivia the Nun.
No.
Olivia
She wasn't a nun,
is
no.
her last name.
Oh,
I don't think she's
Catholic nun. He went straight for a while.
another very attractive actress, but
She
he
wanted-
must have commitment problems, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, the rumor was.
When he
didn't-
found out what
wasn't
nun meant, he
married?
called it off.
Somebody,
He claimed he was married on a radio interview one
You
time,
took the
but
words right out of my mouth.
surfaced to document that.
Okay, is that sports?
Yes, that is sports.
And a little Hollywood gossip as
my.
well. Do you miss? Serious. This is serious now. You miss Hedda Hopper.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Every day.
You know, I tell you someone not every day, but that I miss is Ann Landers.
Ann Landers.
yeah, I do miss Ann Landers.
Wasn't that? Didn't she? And then she hit the turf, and then did her.
She had a half sister.
Well,
Yeah.
no, they were
And then her
twins.
sister.
A twin sister.
Abigail.
They were twin sisters.
And she
Abigail
wrote Dear
then
Abby.
took over.
Van Buren. Abigail Van
Yeah.
Buren.
Then Dear Abby took the place of Dear Ann.
No, they were at the same time.
Yeah,
weren't
they're
they?
Were
different.
they really?
Yeah, they were same
newspaper
time.
Different
syndicates.
newspapers.
Yeah.
Well, I liked Ann. I didn't know much about Abigail. Anybody with the
Didn't
name.
her daughter or daughter-in-law take over for her after?
I think her daughter took over for a while
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Walter Winchell.
No. No, she,
going
no,
back
she
way
looked like
too far.
him.
Yeah.
Even our listeners probably
the
don't
guy
know who.
with the wristwatch.
Oh, John.
John Cameron Swayze.
John Cameron Swayze.
Oh,
Was
wow.
he the one that in the commercial would smash the
Timex.
watch?
takes a licking and
And
keeps
she
on
kept
ticking.
ticking.
Yeah, and you know what? I did that, and my watch broke.
Yeah, bro.
I will tell you.
Didn't take the
I
licking.
have on my wrist.
Was that a Rolex? Wow.
No, Timex.
Uh,
Oh.
Is it a
And,
Timex?
yeah.
No, yeah, Timex brand is
Timex
still a
is a
popular brand,
great-
but they're all
yeah.
made in China now.
Yeah, we have many Timex. How about for 10 points, the name, the watch, and the town where they produced this very popular timepiece? I'll call it a time.
Timex.
Bolivia.
Was it in
West Bend?
New York?
No, close. West Bend is coffee maker.
How's that
Was
close?
it in New York?
No, Illinois.
It was in Illinois.
They made a watch in Illinois?
No, a timepiece. I'm calling it a timepiece.
It's a sundial?
Am I right on this?
Elgin?
West Clock. And West Clock
I didn't know.
is, I want to say, maybe Streeter, Illinois.
No, I think
Look
you're
it
making
up.
this up.
No, I'm not. No.
West Clock.
At my age, I don't have to make things up. They just pop up.
And they made watches or clocks?
Time clocks. Peru. See?
Oh, well, wow. I'm impressed.
Thank you very much.
Prevagen's
Doc.
working.
Yeah.
It was the Western Clock Company, shortened to West Clocks as a brand name.
Wow.
And yes, it was founded in, well, their headquarters still is in Peru.
In Peru.
Yeah.
Bobby Darn.
Exactly right. What's the difference between Peru and LaSalle?
few
About a
miles.
mile?
They're a couple of miles apart on the Illinois River there.
Yeah. Is there, the high school is actually LaSalle, Peru, is it not?
Yes, there's a large school in LaSalle that services, Peru's a relatively smaller town, And I think
It's on the Illinois River.
one
Is
time
it
maybe
not?
they had their
Yeah,
own
because one of my
high school.
favorite restaurants was the Red
Yes,
Door.
the
and
Red
it was
Door.
always flooding.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
finally gave
The
up.
Red Door
It's
was a great
a
restaurant.
wonderful
yeah.
restaurant. Yeah.
And the equivalent in Peoria was what?
The Green Door.
No,
No, that was
Me
a
and
movie.
Sky Harbor. But
on Glen Avenue,
Glenn.
right across from Benny Schwartz. Popular hangout.
Glenn.
The
the Red Barn.
Red Barn is correct.
They're on, they're on Glen.
Little bar. It's still there.
Yeah. They're still. He's still there.
Yeah.
I don't know if
That used to be a hot spot.
Dan Solomon used to own that. I don't know if
they had
Dan
live
still
music
owns
in the
that.
back.
Yeah, they had a comedy thing there.
Well, you would know.
I didn't go. A friend of mine, or I think my brother went, and he said it was pretty bad. they had some comedian. It
What
was
was
just dirty.
the name of the place on Glen across from the Lariat that was kind of in the back across the street? And I think they moved over here on
Donnelly's.
Rockwood. Donnelly's, yeah. Remember when it was...
Oh, the
a
Shamrock.
hole- Yeah,
No, yeah, the Shamrock.
yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a hole in the wall.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
Donnelly's moved over here.
Behind us. Yeah.
Yeah. And what preceded it? What was the name of the restaurant?
It was one of those.
The Lone Star,
The Lone
wasn't
Star.
it? Was it the Lone Star?
Oh boy. Where, over here or over there?
No,
back
here.
here. It was,
Over here.
It was a steak place. That was the one where you could throw the peanuts on, the peanut shells on.
Oh yeah.
It
Texas
was-
Roadhouse.
What?
Texas
No,
Roadhouse.
no, I thought it was the Lone Star.
Where was the
I
Lone
think
Star?
it was a Lone Star.
Yeah, something like that. Well, you look it up while we
No.
bring you up. And our news at the bottom of the hour brought to you by Spoon River Home Health. They've been providing quality care for people in central Illinois for over 30 years now. Their professional and compassionate staff of nurses, therapists, and home care assistants available to care for your loved ones safely and comfortably today. You can reach them at 309-245-0723. Here's Terry with our news this morning.
Peoria police announced the arrest of 61-year-old Kevin Armstrong on sexual charges involving at least 2 minors. Armstrong, who was an employee of Peoria School District 150, is charged with predatory and aggravated criminal sexual assault and aggravated criminal sexual abuse. The arrest came after one of the minors reported to middle school authorities the alleged abuse by an adult. District 150 officials were quick to point out the alleged abuse did not take place in district schools and property, though Armstrong did assign referees to district sporting events. Armstrong has also been implicated in a second case with a minor. That victim says there was inappropriate touching covering a number of years. Investigators searched Armstrong's home in the 500 block of West Northmore Road and reportedly found evidence connecting him to the crimes. 23-year-old Javier McGee was found guilty of first-degree murder by a Peoria Circuit Court jury yesterday. McGee claimed he shot and killed 27-year-old Trayshawn Morris in self-defense at Lexington Hills Apartments in March of 2024. McGee will be sentenced June 25th. 3 U.S. destroyers came under attack from some drones and cruise missiles in the Strait of Hormuz, but the attackers failed and were destroyed. President Trump then ordered retaliation airstrikes on 3 Iranian ports along the Iranian coast near the Strait of Hormuz. President Trump said the ceasefire is still in effect, as is the pause of Project Freedom. The president also claimed a peace deal is just days away. However, Iran has expressed no such possibility. Meanwhile, at the request of President Trump, France and the United Kingdom are deploying significant naval assets to the Middle East. In this country, the battle of redistricting continues, with Democrats and Republicans winning some and losing some. Republicans are poised to win in Tennessee with a new map, eliminating a strong Democrat district on the basis of the recent Supreme Court ruling that districts are not to be drawn on the basis of race. The family of slain Loyola University student Sheridan Gorman lambasted Chicago Council member Maria Haddon for saying the young college woman was in the wrong place at the wrong time when she was murdered by an illegal immigrant. Jess Gorman, the girl's mother, said, quote, "My daughter was not in the wrong place at the wrong time. The killer was," end quote. She added the illegal immigrant from Venezuela was released from custody months earlier, despite an active immigration and custom enforcement detainer.
Terry, we had a couple of fires last night. One at 7:30 in the 1200 block of North Adams caused an estimated $200,000 damage. 5 residents scrambled to safety by jumping to the roof on the house next door. I couldn't do that. If
I couldn't either. But on the other hand, if you have the choice of being burned alive or taking a chance on jumping,
I could jump across town.
You could look like the Energizer Bunny.
Right. Earlier in the day, firefighters snuffed out a fire at a vacant house in a 1300 block of Martin Luther King. That was about $5,000 in damage. The cause of the fire was arson. So, a
Fellow
couple
by
fires
the
in
name
town.
of Aaron Arson.
Aaron Arson.
Was the cause of that.
Probably heard all
Anyway,
the sirens.
you know, this is a time of the year some homeowners learn they have a roof with problems. That means it's time to call Heinz Roofing, the experts. Heinz Roofing has been repairing and replacing roofs in Central Illinois for over 30 years. And this is the good news. You can get a no-obligation inspection of your roof. No cost from Doug Hines at 309-672-0910. Doug's phone number again, I believe he will answer, 309-672-0910. And now look at the weather.
Mostly cloudy today, Roger, with a 30% chance for showers. High about 70. Tonight, quit that. Tonight,
Well,
I've got it. I've got it. I took notes last time.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Tonight,
I didn't know
partly
that.
cloudy, low
Pardon me.
51. Tomorrow, sunny. Well, here, read along and make sure they got it right.
No, I'm not.
Sunny,
Yeah.
pleasant, high 78 tomorrow. Tomorrow night, low 50. Sunday, sunny, 67. Monday, sunny, 68. So, start of the week's going to look okay. Live updates throughout this program with meteorologist Kyle Varnell. He'll join us this morning at about 8:20.
You got it. There you have it. News, weather, the most comprehensive in Peoria Radio. Yes, Dr. Sidla.
I have a little addendum to the story about the West Clocks plant up in Peru. They were associated with one of the biggest medical stories back in the first part of the 20th century. Do you remember the story about the radium dial company in Peru, Illinois?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, West Clocks became the largest producer of clocks and watches in the country, and they decided to go into glow-in-the-dark type dials.
Yeah, and
They
they
people
had.
couldn't see their timepiece in the dark.
That's right. And they worked a night shift because they could see them.
No, that's not the story.
Oh.
They
The
were the
company.
first third shift workers.
The company developed called Radium Dial Corporation, and they were using this new element that was discovered by Marie Curie earlier in the 20th century. And of course, she died of complications from radiation poisoning as well, but they didn't realize the terrible side effects of this highly radioactive substance. But it glowed in the dark, so this company popped up in Peru that hired women. At one time, they hired as many as 1,000 women to paint these watch and clock dials using this radium paint.
Oh, my.
And some of them, in order to keep their paint brushes with a fine little point, would kind of lick the tip of it and keep painting. But not too long after all that started, these women who became known as the Radium Girls, and there was a whole bunch of these gals who were all included later in a lawsuit against the company and the Radium Corporation that supplied the radium, started having terrible side effects. Their teeth started falling out, their jaws started falling apart, they developed terrible malignant cancers.
And they could see all that at night.
This isn't a joking matter, Terry.
I was just observing.
They many of them went on to die horrible deaths, and yes, it led to an understanding of what radiation poisoning can do.
Yeah, and as a corollary to that, and you know more about it than I do, but having worked at Methodist for 25 years, one of the reasons why employees who work what we used to call X-ray department, and then they called it radiology, and now it's the imaging department.
Oh, yes, of
all wore badges that gave them readings about how much radiation
and
they
lead-lined vests and aprons.
Aprons that they wore.
Yes. we tried to protect them, and still do, obviously, try to protect people who work with the radioactive substances. But yeah, it's an interesting story. If people want to read about the radium girls, look it up on Wikipedia, and then there's actually been a number of books written about this. I'm surprised there haven't been more movies made about it, but it's an interesting story. I mean,
Yeah.
these were innocent, young, usually very young women that
Yeah.
were the ones that were hired to do this work, and they would produce thousands of these watch dials and clock dials a day in this plant. And the plant, where it sat up in Peru, is still a condemned area. There's never been anything else built on that area
Really?
because there's radioactivity that has leached into the ground there because of the byproducts of these radium paints that were used.
What's the name of that place in New York that they closed down totally due to radiation? Yes, you have it.
Love Canal?
Love Canal, yeah.
That wasn't radiation. That was just a toxic chemical spill.
Oh, really?
What was 3 Mile Island?
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, 3 Mile Island, Pennsylvania.
yeah.
Yeah. That's
Thank you.
That was a
not
nuclear
as dumb as
accident.
I look.
That was a power plant, a nuclear power plant that had.
And it's been closed down, and I heard
Yeah, it's
there was a story not too
closed
long ago.
down,
They were
yeah.
looking to
They wanted to reactivate it.
reactivate it, yeah.
That's right. There was some talk of reactivating it, and of course
Also-
Chernobyl is the big example of that over in western Russia, right near Ukraine. They had a horrible accident that. You know, the China Syndrome movie?
Yeah.
It almost
Melts
became
through.
the China Syndrome, where this nuclear mass, tens of thousands of degrees, was melting its way down into the Earth's crust. And
Oh, sure, glowing report, Doctor.
Yeah. You know, I don't know what you feel about nuclear power, but that's what I have apprehension about because it is dangerous stuff. And I don't know, like going back to the days of Westclock and using the radium to paint watches and clocks and so forth. Isn't that interesting? Because how many of us had bedroom clocks that you could read because of the radium that they painted on the numbers
well, they stopped,
and the
they
hand?
stopped using that by the
Well, I still
1930s
see
or
it.
so, and they use a fluorescent substance now
And that's safe.
that
of course.
absorb. It is much safer. Yeah, it doesn't emit radioactive byproducts. It just absorbs energy from
It absorbs light
from
during
light,
the,
and then it emits it slowly after.
I know someone who lights up the room, and it isn't because of radiation. It's because of his sparkling personality.
Oh, wow.
I think he's on the line. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Uncle Roger and
There he
friends.
is, Mr. Personality, Ed Parker.
See, the last time I had a nuclear accident, it was the Incredible Hulk thing. It was
yeah.
really bad.
Oh, that's where he came from.
Yeah.
And he glowed, right? He was green.
Initially, he was.
Yeah.
So really, actually, back then, green was a hard color to make because of reprinting for comic books. So actually, Hulk was gray at first.
Oh,
A little history tidbit for you. Yeah, he was actually gray.
No, I correct you on that. He was gray, but that was because he was sick.
There you go. That's true.
And they
That's true,
gave him
Uncle Roger.
medicine, and then he got green.
Yes, sir.
Other times,
The Hulk started gray in his debut.
yeah, I did not remember
Didn't
that.
know that.
Yep. Hey, I'm a comic book nerd. I was just calling to say good morning, and that nuclear disaster that's terrible, and the deal with the ship and the people on the cruise ship. What's that all about? Are they done? Did they let them on home
Can't
turf yet?
find them. They can't find some, right? Aren't they looking for some
Oh,
people?
they-
Well, yeah, some of them got off in St. Helena and still haven't been tracked down.
They've tracked it down to green apples.
Sounds a little suspicious to me, folks.
Yeah. Well, you have to be getting excited because school is close to closing. How much time do you have before they lock the doors?
We're done. Is that Teri there? Aunt Teri, are you in the office?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, I'm gonna ask you because you're the smartest person in the room. We're done the 27th of May, so we only got about 10, 12 days, maybe.
10, 11 days, yeah.
Yes. Let's see.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I knew you would help me, Aunt Teri, because I knew if I asked those.
Today's the 8th.
Yes, ma'am. So, yep. And then if you got to think, we don't work on weekends, so it's just Monday through Friday. So we got, about 2 weeks left, maybe, a little under 2 weeks?
A little under 2 weeks, yes.
Woo, thank you, Jesus.
But who's counting, right?
Right,
You do
absolutely.
nothing for District 150 during the summer months of what, June and July?
I've been invited to do some things, but you know I'm also officer for the park district, so I got my ducks in a row, and I'm booked. I'm booked to the hilt. I got way too much going on already on a regular basis, so I'm okay. I'm not saying that I'm completely, not willing to help if need be, but we got graduation coming up in a couple of weeks, and then that's going to eliminate some of the kids at most of the schools, because once the high school kids graduate, you just got few less kids to deal with in the morning.
Yeah, hey, Eddie, isn't there something, and you'd probably be involved with this with the Park District maybe, isn't there something coming up in a week or so at a big event or something at Glen Oak Park that I just hear about?
That's this Saturday, is a worldwide day of play.
That's it.
That's it.
Yep.
Good for
Yep,
bringing
I'll be
that
there
up.
bright and early with my badge on.
Worldwide Day of Play.
And play.
Yeah,
They have completed and installed, and everything's copacetic now with the new playground in Glen Oak Park, have they not?
And they added a new basketball court too. It's a full court basketball
Now,
up there
is that
as well.
down by the amphitheater? Where's it located?
No, it's so when you first come in that first pavilion in the front part of it, when you first come in, like where the old entrance of the zoo used to be at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
So you first come in, and to your left is the basketball courts and the tennis courts and racket courts and that. And then if you take a right, it's that first pavilion. It's shortly after that. It was a big open field space. That's where the basketball court is.
It's a
on
full court.
Prospect.
It's a full court.
Yeah, would you do
Wow.
me a
Full
favor,
court, full basketball
do the
court.
community a favor and this program a favor? Kind of give us an update as to whether or not the courts are being used. I have some reservations about how popular outside basketball is today.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I saw so far since I've been on duty. Little kids playing basketball, having fun.
Good.
Exactly
I'm glad
what
to
they
hear that.
intended it to do.
Amen
No
to that.
problems. It hasn't been an issue. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Everybody knock on wood. I'm knocking on my head right now.
Okay.
But no, it's been fine. I mean, it's been fine. As long as we are proactive instead of reactive, everything will be fine.
amen.
You know how I
Amen to
think. I try to be optimistic about things, because if it's designed to have fun and to make you have fun, then just doggone it, have fun and do what you're supposed to do. But in the meantime, in between time, that's why you got guys like me and a couple other officers that's there to just prevent anything from happening. So you can't stop things that's going to happen that's inevitably supposed to happen. Only thing you can do is hope and pray you can deter it as much as often as you can. That's just the truth of the matter.
Is it still true, Ed, that you cannot bring alcoholic beverages into the park for picnics and so forth?
There's signs up everywhere. No drugs or alcohol of any sort.
Okay.
Not even nasal spray. If you got an allergy, don't come to the park that day.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, I understand that, but I know if you go back a number of years ago, they did allow drinking in the park, but I guess because of the increase of incidents as a result of drinking, said there was one way we could end it: no booze, no alcohol.
Nope, nothing to my knowledge. Every once in a while, they have those special events that's more like catered to like special clientele. When they have like the Zootini, where they have the martini testing stuff, and then they got the thing Brews Cruise, where they got the truck that has. But that's designed for a particular incident. I ain't gonna say incident, event. It's designed for the people to be able to try different types of drinks and stuff like that. But once again, it's supervised. It's not just people willy-nilly in the park partying, kicking it, and getting crazy.
Yeah, can you explain the rule about reserving tables for picnics? Because I know that's been a source of sometimes fights and disputes. What are the rules, as you know them, Ed, about?
So there are numbers on all of the pavilions throughout the park, and it's a number on there, and you call the number, and you tell them the time, dates, and stuff like that, and so on and so forth, and then they put you down. And I don't know if it's a fee or not. I'm not 100% for sure on that, but I know there's numbers that you call, and it tells you exactly, hey, this date, this time, this is the family name, and then I guess you go to the main Noble Center or wherever they have you go, and if it is a fee, you take care of that, and you get those dates locked in, and then you're good to go. Because Uncle Roger, there's people that just showed up early in the morning, like, oh, no one's here, and they start setting up camping, and someone shows up and like, hey, we reserved this for such and such time. So a lot of the times when we have those type of incidents, because of the relationship that me and other officers have with the community, people are pretty chill about it, and they say, hey, no problem, we'll move our stuff over to the next area. So it's usually cool. It's never really been too many situations where people are knuckleheads about it, because, they just get to a spot because they used to going to that spot, and that's kind of what it is. It's like your seat at church in the pews. If you sit in the same spot every Sunday and you show up and there's a new family there, you don't be a jerk and tell them to get up. You just sit right next to them and make them uncomfortable.
That's right.
Yeah. And you bring your big Bertha, your big aunt, to sit next to them.
Absolutely.
Good. All right, well, appreciate it. Have a great day and a great weekend, my friend.
All right, Uncle Roger. I'll definitely be in. We're done, like I said, the 27th. I'll be in this summer to have fun with you guys and put my little ugly mug on the camera. I don't know if it'll break it or not, but I'll be in and have some fun. Love you guys. Miss you guys. Y'all have a blessed day.
Yeah,
Thanks, you too.
Ed Parker, wonderful Ed Parker, who is resource officer for District 150. I resisted the temptation. There have been some recent incidents in our schools, but you can't put him on the spot, because if he makes any comment one way or the other, hit the door. So
be careful.
I didn't want to open that Pandora's box, to say the least.
Good idea,
49
Roger.
degrees, and the high today 70, and it still remains problematic of what to wear early in the morning, because it's 49, it's going to get up to 70 by what, 2:30, 3 o'clock this afternoon. This weather is kind of hard. Like you're dressed, you've got a hoodie, planning to do a robbery a little later on, and is that become the apparel of choice now for robbers, or wear hoods?
I think so, yes. I don't know, they wear ski masks too. They're very popular in the Midwest, yes.
Yeah.
Up in Chicago especially.
And we still have people wearing masks in grocery
There's
stores.
a few, yeah.
And that, if they want to wear a mask, if they want to wear a stocking cap, more power. But if that makes them feel secure, and you rarely see a young person, it's usually an older person that are wearing masks. But I saw a young woman, I would say in her 30s, and what made it suspicious, she not only had a mask on, she was carrying a gun. And anyway, that wraps up this hour of Breakfast with Roger and Friends. Time flies when you're having fun, and we're having fun with Dr. Gene Sutter, Teri Chamberlain, and Terry Grawey, and we're on WAZU FM 90.7 in Peoria, Illinois. Also on YouTube. The thing about YouTube, you don't have to get an application or an app, as they say in the store, and you can go anywhere in the world and pick us up. I really lament the loss of Timmy in Cambridge, England. He was.
Yeah, he just hasn't communicated here recently.
No, yeah.
No, I don't think
Who's Timmy?
Yeah, he let us know in our chat room. He stumbled onto us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in Cambridge.
Well, who ticked him off? He's not around.
Probably me. Actually, having been to England twice, maybe 3 times, I'm trying to think, 3 times on the way back home from Bremerhaven, Germany. I loved London, and I know you've been there.
Yes.
Dr. Simmons.
It's the city of love,
It
right?
was very...
Well, not anymore.
No,
It's Philadelphia? No. What'd you? Oh, brotherly love. But was it Paris, the city of love?
Paris is called the city of love,
Yeah.
but not
City of Lovers.
Yeah, Chicago is well known as the city of crime.
The city of shootings.
Brandon Johnson wears it with pride. Hey, we have news, weather, sports coming up next. Stay tuned. Breakfast with Roger and Friends continues. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, the 8th day of May, and let's start with a check of the weather brought to you as a service by Kyle Varnold of Fortner Insurance. Kyle, an insurance professional. He can review your portfolio, I've always liked that word, of coverage for home, auto, life, and health. And he's available today to protect your world tomorrow at 309-682-0519. Here's our weather.
Mostly cloudy today, Roger, with a 30% chance for showers, high 70. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 51. Tomorrow, sunny, pleasant, high 78. Tomorrow night, low 50. Sunday, sunny and 67. Monday, sunny, high 68. We're going to talk to Kyle Varnold a little bit later on this morning and get some updates and some in-depth meteorological stuff.
Good word.
Right now, it's 49 at the Wazoo.
Advanced Medical Transport of Central Illinois now bringing you the news this morning. They've been around since 1991. The men and women have been saving lives with paramedics and EMTs. When seconds count, you can count on Advanced Medical Transport of Central Illinois. And now the news.
Peoria police announced the arrest of 61-year-old Kevin Armstrong on sexual charges involving at least 2 minors. Armstrong, who was an employee of Peoria School District 150, is charged with predatory and aggravated criminal sexual assault and aggravated criminal sexual abuse. The arrest came after one of the minors reported to middle school authorities the alleged abuse by an adult.
District 150 officials were quick to point out that the alleged abuse did not take place in district schools and or property. Though Armstrong did assign referees to district sporting events, Armstrong has also been implicated in a second case with a minor. That victim says there was an inappropriate touching covering a number of years. Investigators searched Armstrong's home in the 500 block of West Northmore Road and reportedly found evidence connecting him to the charged crimes. He's now behind bars at the Peoria County Gray Bar Hotel.
23-year-old Javier McGee was found guilty of first-degree murder by a Peoria Circuit Court jury yesterday. McGee claimed he shot and killed 27-year-old Trayshawn Morris in self-defense at Lexington Hills Apartments in March of 2024. The jury didn't buy it, taking just 2 hours to vote guilty. McGee will be sentenced June 25th.
3 U.S. destroyers came under attack from some drones and cruise missiles in the Strait of Hormuz, but the attackers failed and were destroyed. President Trump then ordered retaliation airstrikes on 3 Iranian ports along the Iranian coast near the Hormuz Strait. The response was militarily huge. F-18 Hornets, Seahawk helicopters, A-10 Warthog Thunderbolts. One report indicated some B-2 stealth bombers were used to hit Iranian missile facilities. So there.
There you go. President Trump said the ceasefire is still in effect, as is the pause of Project Freedom. The president also claimed a peace deal is just days away. However, Iran has expressed no such possibility. Meanwhile, at the request of President Trump, France and the United Kingdom are deploying significant naval assets to the Middle East. The French aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle and the British destroyer HMS Dragon are headed to secure maritime routes in the Red Sea and the Strait of Hormuz.
In this country, the battle of redistricting continues, with Democrats and Republicans winning some and losing some. Republicans are poised to win in Tennessee with a new map eliminating a strong Democrat district on the basis of the recent Supreme Court ruling that districts are not to be drawn on the basis of race. As Republicans won the vote in the Tennessee House, Democrats used air horns to override the airing of legislative proceedings.
The family of slain Loyola University student Sheridan Gorman lambasted Chicago Council member Maria Haddon for saying the young college woman was in the wrong place at the wrong time when she was murdered by an illegal immigrant. Jess Gorman, the girl's mother, said, quote, "My daughter was not in the wrong place at the wrong time. The killer was." End quote. She added the illegal immigrant from Venezuela was released from custody months earlier despite an active immigration and custom enforcement detainer. It came while Governor Pritzker and Mayor Brandon Johnson were working to boot ICE agents out of Chicago and Cook County.
The young lady made a mistake by walking in public.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not supposed to do that.
You're supposed to stay hidden.
Couple of fires last night. One in Martin Luther King Drive. That was about $2,000 to $5,000 in damage. The other one was where was
1200 North Adams.
1200 North Adams.
Yeah.
That was a biggie. People were jumping.
200,000.
House to house. 200,000.
I'm trying to picture where that was. I didn't know there was even an apartment on.
Well, there's some
North
pretty big
Adams.
houses down there. There's a lot of square footage to rebuild if you had to rebuild it. So that's
Really, yeah.
that's
That's true.
the number. That's not the market value. That's the replacement cost of it.
Okay, yeah.
But 5 people jumped from their roof to the roof next
No,
door.
two.
Oh,
There were
2?
5 people, but 2 of them wound up jumping
2
on
of
the
them
house
jumped
next
to the
door.
roof.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Well, I mean, not interesting, but
Well,
informative.
yeah, I used to see them do that all the time in cartoons.
you jump
They
from,
were
from
able
roof
to do
roof.
that.
Yeah.
But that was no laughing matter.
Yeah, no.
That's a look at some of the stories we're following on WAZU. And what temperature are you reading? We've
I'm at
been talking
49.
about 49
Yeah.
degrees and going to get up to a pleasant 70 degrees.
Nice day.
Well, let's move over to the world of sports this morning. Brought to you by BradleyFans.com. Still lots of activity on your website, Dr. Sidley?
Well, not as much as there is during the season and postseason recruiting phases. Now it's died down a little bit. Still waiting for some news about next year's schedule. We know that Bradley will be competing in another one of these tournaments around Thanksgiving time, like they have the last number of years.
Where are they going this year?
We just don't know where. It's going to be a warm weather climate, as almost all of them are, and probably Florida. And so we're thinking it might be the Fort Myers area. There's several that are held around the Fort Myers area.
I think Bradley's loaded for Bear.
They got out
sounds
ahead.
good on paper.
Yeah, they got out ahead of the other teams in the conference by signing several of those portal transfers early, and on paper, yes, they do look good. You always wonder if that's going to be the way it works out, but we'll find out. Yeah. So, we're expecting it to be a fun season, but it's different. You used to enjoy seeing your players come back the next year and be better each year as they progress through their college years. Now it's a whole new team every year because your top players are recruited away through the portal, and you've got to go out and recruit new players from lesser schools. Or the big thing now is to recruit these international players, because these young guys that play for pro teams over in Europe, and all the pro teams over in Europe have these developmental players, meaning ones that don't sign a real true pro contract, and so they remain amateurs in that sense, but they do get paid for expenses and a stipend and things like that. So they do make some money over there even as amateurs, but they can make a lot more money in this NIL era here in college.
Do you think that's going to last? You think this? I think some sports fans, particularly of college sports, are going to get a little tired of these new teams coming in every year.
Well,
because you like to as you said, you like to line up with the players, get acquainted with them, and the next thing you know, they're playing against you.
Different players every year. Illinois basketball, they had their whole team was from Eastern Europe, the Serbians and the Romanians and the
Catholics,
the kids that they had. And now more and more schools are following that kind of a plan where they're recruiting these kids from Europe, and they're good players.
Who do you blame for the mess? The Supreme Court or the NCAA, or a little of
It's a
both?
mix of all of that. The NCAA tried to maintain some of these real strict rules about transfers. They used to have a penalty for transferring. They used to
They don't have
completely
it
ban
anymore
any
now.
payment to players. And, all. And yeah, the Supreme Court and other court rulings have ruled that
Lawyers screwed it up.
they have the right to their name, image, and likeness, and you can't argue that they do. But now they are claiming that they have the right to what they call revenue sharing because they're the ones putting on the
Putting
show
the
out
butts-
there,
it's
so they
butts
should
in
get
the
a
seats.
share of the revenue as well, and that's boosted the pay to these players. It's nice that the players get some payment, but they're constantly chasing higher amounts, and that's caused these. Jaquan Johnson played for Bradley last year, was probably the best player in the conference, although he didn't win the Player of the Year award. It went to Tyler Lundblade of Belmont because they finished in first place, and I think that helps draw more votes. But Jaquan Johnson had the best season of anybody in the conference, and now he's going to play over at Iowa State. He is reportedly going to get $2 million this year in name, image, and likeness money from Iowa State. Iowa State's got a huge fund of probably $15 to $20 million to spend on their roster.
Wow.
Bradley probably
Doctor-
maybe 10 or 20% of that.
Is that money, is that public record, what the schools have in their NIL basket?
To some degree it is if it's a state school.
Okay.
For private schools, it's much harder because, yeah, they can keep
They don't
that.
have to tell you what they have?
No. And in fact, even some of the money raised by the state schools doesn't go on record with the school because it can be done directly between, let's say, an advertiser and the player. Now, you don't have to go through the school.
But the
That-
school, oh, okay, really?
Yeah,
I mean, they used to
then-
do that behind the
But
door.
you didn't used to see college athletes doing ads on TV. Now you do. If you watch,
Oh, wow.
if you watch the March Madness and the Final Four, these two brothers from Duke, the Boozer brothers, Cameron and Caleb Boozer,
Really?
that helped lead Duke.
A couple of boozers on this
They
program.
ended up, I think, losing in the championship game, but they were on like 4 or 5 different commercials being
Really?
run constantly
Oh, my.
during March Madness on TV.
Good for them, I guess. I mean,
Yeah, and then it should be important that this is not unique. Like this program, despite a number of requests, I do not reveal the kind of money that you guys are getting.
and we really appreciate that, right?
We're unable to reveal it as well for different reasons.
Yeah. I had a hell of a time finding mine.
Hey, eat your donut and shut up.
But it's just a different environment. You have to just, as
What,
a
here?
fan,
Yeah, absolutely.
no, yeah, college sports, and you just have to, as a fan, you just have to enjoy it the way it is because there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it.
Yeah. You want to go ahead and give sports?
No, I think I'll pass.
We're done.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, with the NIL money you're getting, you got to toe the line. By the way, we're out of donuts. You ate the last donut.
Yeah, we are out of donuts. Well, I didn't bring
Those are
treats.
gone?
One donut
And I didn't get
unless
one?
you just-
It's
No,
one
he
donut.
ate it. He
No, I
ate it.
didn't. No, I didn't.
I thought I saw you inhale.
I had an egg.
Is it?
I
Is
brought
it
an egg.
there?
I had a hard-boiled egg.
The one lone donut.
There's
is-
one. Do
Okay,
you want
good.
it?
No.
Oh, get it for Roger.
I've had-
Anyway,
no, I've had enough.
bad news from hockey.
Oh, yes, I know.
From where?
The Game 4 of the Southern Professional Hockey League Final Series, the Peoria Rivermen with a chance to take the championship. They couldn't pull it off. They lost to the Evansville Thunderbolts last night, 3-1. Tight game all the way. It was a 2-1 game until the end when Evansville did score an empty net goal. But final score 3-1. It evens the score now in the series at 2 games apiece, and it will go to a Game 5, a final Game 5, and it'll be here in Peoria Saturday night, 7:15 p.m. at Carver Arena. So let's go Rivermen.
Yeah.
And they've won, 2 of the last 4 years or something like that. So this would be their. No, last year was their third in 5 years.
Evansville won last year.
Yeah, Evansville won last year. That's right. And Peoria the year before, Roanoke the year before that, and Peoria the year before that. So this would be their third in 5
Third
years.
of 5
yeah,
years.
if they could win
Go
on
Rivermen.
Saturday. So yeah, go Rivermen. Major League Baseball scores from yesterday. The Cubs won again, beat the Cincinnati Reds 8-3 for their 9th win in a row and the 19th of their last 22 games. They are on the road tonight with a game in Texas against the Texas Rangers at 7:05 p.m. First of its 3-game series down there. And the St. Louis Cardinals won in a late game last night out in San Diego. They beat the Padres 2-1. Their record now 22-15. They're 3.5 games back in second place in that National League Central Division. So they're playing awfully well for a team that a lot of people thought were going to be rebuilding and struggling a bit this year. The games are done now in San Diego, and the Cardinals will be moving on. They actually come home and have a series at home now starting tonight. The Chicago White Sox were off yesterday. They'll play at home tonight against the Seattle Mariners. The Peoria Chiefs scored 4 runs in the bottom of the ninth to come from behind and beat the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers 7-6 last night. Chiefs now 14-15. Series continues with a game tonight now on through Sunday. The National Hockey League second round series, there was just one game last night. Carolina Hurricane looking very strong, beat the Philadelphia Flyers 4-1 to take a 3-0 lead in their series. And in the NBA, a couple of games, the Detroit Pistons beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 107-97. Detroit now leads that series 2-0. And Oklahoma City Thunder, last year's champion, beat the LA Lakers 125-107. Just love to see the Lakers get put out of their misery. And that's going to happen. Oklahoma City now leads that series 2-0. Yeah, LeBron James, I think, is 41, 42 years old, and he's a shadow of what he used to be. And Lakers still have a decent team, just not championship caliber, so they will be done soon. So we'll see. And unfortunately, the two best teams are the San Antonio Spurs. They've got that Victor Wembanyama, who is just 7'5", and he can handle the bar like a guard. He shoots threes like the best of them. He's incredible. And Oklahoma City Thunder, those are the two best teams in the NBA, but they're going to meet in the Western Division Finals, and they're not going to be, both of them aren't going to be able to make it to the finals. So that should be a great series when those two end up meeting for the Western Conference Championship. And anyway, over in NCAA, the NCAA announced that yesterday that they are officially expanding the postseason tournament from 68 teams to 76 teams starting next season. Now, now the format is that there's 68 teams, but there's 8 teams that will play off in what's called the first 4. Those 8 teams play a game on Tuesday and Wednesday of the first week of the tournament, and that pairs them down to 4 so that it fits into a 64-team bracket. Now you'll have 12 teams playing in that first week of the championship series, and that'll pare them down so that they fit into a 64-team bracket. It just allows more teams into the tournament. Again, the hope is that it allows more teams from these mid-level conferences to get in and have a chance to play some games, but we'll see. Anyway, the women's tournament will also have a similar change. And the other news in the NFL, Aaron Rodgers is going to meet with the Pittsburgh Steelers, see if they can work out a deal for him to play one more season at quarterback for the Steelers. And, of course, sometime coming up here in July, all of these NFL teams open their summer camps, and that's not that far away. So NFL football coming soon. That's it for sports, Roger.
That's it for sports with Breakfast with Roger and Brent. And we continue with hour number 2. I got to thinking, we've got these high-level discussions and negotiations. If any of you were member of the U.S. negotiating team, what would you say to Iran? I'll let you start first since you opened your mouth.
Oh, no. I had to get a breath.
Oh.
What would you tell these guys? Well, first of all, I would point out that they're going to run out of ammunition soon. They've used up probably most of their missiles, their drones, and everything that they have had to shoot at their neighbors and their own people. I guess I would let them know that the U.S. has intelligence to identify where all of them are at any given time, and that this is not over. That if they don't, give in and
shape up?
Yeah, and allow for open elections or free elections in their country, that the few people that are left in the governing of the country are not going to see too many more days.
What would you say,
He's
Terry?
pretty much said it. I mean, you've got to let them know that the leadership, their days are numbered, and they do need to shape up, or I say ship out, but of course the Strait of Hormuz is blocked; they can't ship out. But they got to stop killing their own people. I mean, the ones that are left have got to get angry and revolt and say we're not going to stand for this anymore.
I think when they see maybe a little bit more that we destroy, that maybe more of the citizens will be on our side. I mean, we've been talking about it since what?
47 years.
Yeah, and now
Death to America
Yeah,
and Americans.
so now we're finally going to do something. I think we need to end it, take care of it, continue in the path that we are, and in this ordeal, and get it straightened out. I mean, everybody's talked about it. Every president's talked about this since who knows when, Eisenhower or whatever. But now we're doing something about it, and I think it will probably end sooner than later. I hope, and then it's done.
Okay, you didn't ask me. Somebody
Well,
asked.
Well,
I was
what would
getting
you
ready
think?
to.
What would you
Raj,
think,
here's
Roger?
what-
Hey,
thank
Raj,
you.
what would you do?
I wasn't expecting it, so
No,
this is off the cuff.
I was waiting for
yeah,
Terry, and
yeah.
she was waiting for me.
Okay. I would say, here's the agreement. I'd like you to sign it. Oh, by the way, do you know we have satellites and other devices in the sky? We know where you live, pal. We know where your family is. We know where you go to get something to eat. And here's advice, is if you don't sign this, my recommendation is that you and your family move into a hospital, because we aren't going to hit the hospital, or your favorite daycare center, because we're not going to do that. But you need to stay there 24/7, because we know everywhere you go and what you did. Now, you may remember a couple of your buddies, which are now under the rubble, a block from where you live. And you saw what we did the other day. We sent a bomb, a missile, that went into the room that holds the rudder to that ship that you folks have, or once had,
What's that?
for that matter. And if you need some time to think about it, we're going to go get a cup of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks, and we'll be back in maybe 38 to 40 minutes, and hope you've signed the contract. I wonder if anybody like J.D. Vance or, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, I wonder if they've thought about saying that, or if they did it unofficially, bumped into Hushi Shara in the men's room and said, hey, let me tell you, we know what you have for lunch every day, and we know what grocery store you shop at. If I were you, this is just between the two of us, I'd say that frickin' thing, so you can get back to Motel 6.
Yeah.
This is a picture of women in Iran in the 1970s.
Okay. So a
They
pretty
look like
normal
Americans,
picture.
right?
They look like
and,
Americans. Yeah.
of course, now this is a picture of women in Iran today.
Oh,
Why are women not rising up?
I don't understand that
I don't
either.
understand it either.
Well,
and of
because
course,
they
we've all
flog
seen the
them.
videos of them getting beaten and
Yeah.
And executed.
and even executed for not wearing this burqa thing and covering their head. Yeah, a woman was executed for taking off her burqa in public.
Yeah, can you
Whatever,
imagine
hijab
that?
or whatever that called, it covers the head.
That's a life and death apparel.
Yeah, yeah.
What are you going to wear, honey? What I have to wear.
Yeah, well,
You know.
who's in charge there now?
That's
Do we
part of the
know?
problem.
It's still the
Supposedly
The
the-
IRG.
the
I
Sun.
think the military
Yeah.
is in charge, are they not?
Well, it's the IRG, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. So there are a branch of their military that runs the military part of the country. But as far as governing, yeah, it's the Muslim clerics
yeah.
that run the country, and they impose the laws, the Sharia laws.
Maybe we should send around a picture of Hiroshima.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Remember
yeah.
this?
Yeah,
It
you
could
remember
happen to
this?
you.
Yeah. This is coming to your neighborhood
Yes.
today. I do have a concern that I know the media is picturing the anxiety that President Trump has to try to get this settled before the midterm elections, and he probably wants to settle it, but he's taking the position there's no timeline, and he's the author of the book The Art of the Deal, and I know that's kind of an anomaly for most people in Congress because most did not come from a work ethic,
A business
or a business background. That's for sure. So I think we all agree. We hope that the war is over. But let me also point out that gas, as we know, has gone up. I filled up for $60 some odd, but on June 9th, 2022, gas was over $5. The national average, it's still lower in Iowa and Missouri than Illinois, as we pointed out yesterday. I would like to see the politicians in Illinois have a moratorium on the gas tax. That would save us 66 cents a gallon. Just a moratorium, just temporary. Say, okay, we're having a tough time right now, so let's eliminate the tax
Here's what,
for maybe a month.
here's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Things are going to get straightened out, but they're going to leave the gas prices up there, just like they did with all the prices after COVID. Everybody raised their prices, and nothing came back down.
Come down.
You
Everybody's
remember-
still paying it. So.
Yeah, you remember when we had the sugar shortage? There was a strike or whatever in Cuba, and sugar prices spiked, and they said, "Oh, they'll come back." I don't think they ever came
No,
back,
nothing.
did they?
It
The
never
donuts
comes
came
back.
Remember
back.
it happened with coffee too, and with
Oh, coffee is still sky high.
It never comes back
with,
down.
with
It
lots
never.
of different commodities.
I think you better get used
bananas
to
at one
450
time
gas.
shot up.
Well, they came back.
because of some issues down in Argentina, Brazil, or wherever they're grown. But that does happen.
It's not going to drop back down. Get used to $4.55 a gas.
But when you have to
No,
decide,
I disagree. I think gas.
think it'll come back down?
I think Trump will do everything because that affects everybody, regardless of what your income is. Everybody has a car.
But
Although we could wind up
did
with
traffic
those,
stop? Did people quit driving? Or
No.
you see people teaming up or carpooling? No, they're paying it.
Yeah.
They can afford it. I'm sure not everybody can afford it. I'm sure somebody couldn't go someplace because they were a couple bucks short with gas. But for the most part, I don't see less cars on the street or
certainly
more
don't see
people in
less
a car
cars.
carpooling. People are paying it.
yeah.
So I
but some
I
of us have to decide: do we want to put
This
gas
is
in the
the-
car or eat?
yeah.
Let me,
and then-
let me put up.
That looks like my electrocardiogram.
I was hoping to get the one here. It's not,
He's
it's
got a
not
graph and it's up and down.
oh my.
There's also one here adjusted for inflation, but that's the average gas price in the U.S. now, and it does appear high. But you're right, this is 2022, and it was peaking even much higher.
Yeah.
And even back here in, let's see, that's 2010, 2000 to 2015, that segment. If you adjust for inflation, that is higher than where we are now.
Exactly.
And so, gas prices are high, but we have come to think that
they're not
$2
coming
and
down.
$3 prices is where it ought to be. Every country in the world pays more for gasoline than we do, and
What I
so
don't
we're spoiled a
understand,
little bit.
Reverend, is that we are, and the president brags about, we're exporting oil like never before. Why are we exporting it? Keep it here, and with that lower price of gas?
I don't know.
I think most of it does stay in the U.S., though you're right, we do export some. I don't know. Maybe there's
Do
reasons
we have the
for
refineries
that.
that can turn it over quick?
Well,
I
but
don't know.
you recall, you mentioned earlier this week, I believe it was you, that said that a refinery in Indiana is shut down.
No, that
No,
wasn't.
it was
No,
Kyle.
it was Kyle. It
Yeah,
was a
that was
BP.
Kyle that pointed that
Who?
out.
Kyle Farnold.
But I don't think that was the only
Farnold?
Yeah.
reason for it.
Yeah, Farnold, the meteorologist, our weather guy.
Yeah, he mentioned that.
Yeah, it
And
was
you
a-
know, he's always right.
Well,
Wait a minute. We have yet to bring up yesterday's rain prediction.
Don't throw gasoline on the fire, please. All right, let's bring you up to date. I don't know, given the license this station has, if I'm supposed to say this, But we have some wonderful sponsors. I mean, great people, very loyal, been with this program, been with me for years and years. And one of those is Bob Manning. Bob is a personal friend. I knew his father quite well, who was an attorney and later became judge and was a heck of a baseball player. Played for, I believe, shortstop at Notre Dame. And he is Senior Vice President Financial Advisor with the Grandview Capital Group at Morgan Stanley in Peoria. And has been with this show for years and years. And I can't say enough nice things about Bob. And he had some nice words also at my brother's memorial service. And I'm deeply indebted to him. So it is with pride I say for all your investment needs, consider Bob. He's available, Bob Manning, at 309-671-4653. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. And Terry has the news headlines.
Peoria police announced the arrest of 61-year-old Kevin Armstrong on sexual charges involving at least 2 minors. Armstrong, who was an employee of Peoria School District 150, is charged with predatory and aggravated criminal sexual assault and aggravated criminal sexual abuse. The arrest came after one of the minors reported to middle school authorities the alleged abuse by an adult. District 150 officials were quick to point out the alleged abuse did not take place in district schools or property, though Armstrong did assign referees to district sporting events. Armstrong has also been implicated in a second case with a minor. That victim says there was inappropriate touching covering a number of years. Investigators searched Armstrong's home in the 500 block of West Northmore Road and reportedly found evidence connecting him to the crimes. 23-year-old Javier McGee was found guilty of first-degree murder by a Peoria Circuit Court jury yesterday. McGee claimed he shot and killed 27-year-old Trayshawn Morris in self-defense at Lexington Hills Apartments in March of 2024. McGee will be sentenced June 25th. 3 U.S. destroyers came under attack from some drones and cruise missiles in the Strait of Hormuz, but the attackers failed and were destroyed. President Trump then ordered retaliation airstrikes on 3 Iranian ports along the Iranian coast near the Hormuz Strait. President Trump said the ceasefire is still in effect, as is the pause of Project Freedom. The president also claimed a peace deal is just days away. However, Iran has expressed no such possibility. Meanwhile, at the request of President Trump, France and the United Kingdom are deploying significant naval assets to the Middle East. In this country, the battle of redistricting continues, with Democrats and Republicans winning some and losing some. Republicans are poised to win in Tennessee, with a new map eliminating a strong Democrat district on the basis of the recent Supreme Court ruling that districts are not to be drawn on the basis of race. The family of slain Loyola University student Sheridan Gorman lambasted Chicago Councilmember Maria Haddon for saying the young college woman was in the wrong place at the wrong time when she was murdered by an illegal immigrant. Jess Gorman, the girl's mother, said, quote, "My daughter was not in the wrong place at the wrong time. The killer was." End quote. She added the illegal immigrant from Venezuela was released from custody months earlier, despite an active immigration and custom enforcement detainer. And those are the headlines, Roger.
Now a check of the weather, which we do each and every day and keep you up to date, brought to you by Sam Lilly and Associates. And Sam and his staff provide a comprehensive range of insurance products, including personal auto, home life, and medical coverage. And of course, as you know, over the years, Sam specializes in Medicare plans and options, something he's been doing during his 40 years in the insurance business. Sam knows insurance, and you can have a consultation with him, no obligation. For more information at 309-245-4374.
Mostly cloudy today, Roger, with about 30% of you getting a little wet with some showers, high about 70. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 51. Tomorrow, sunny, pleasant, high 78. Tomorrow night, low 50. Sunday, sunny and 67. A beautiful day on Sunday. Monday, sunny, high 68. Currently, it's 51 degrees.
It's warming up. It's going to be a nice day, except for maybe a little precipitation, but we'll get the details from Mr. Weather Kyle Varnold coming up. In the meantime, let's get the details with Louis Lender, our pet tip of the day.
Today's Pet Tip is brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
Pet lovers are dedicated to their animals, all species from horses to turtles and of course cats and dogs. If you are a pet lover, learn these little known, somewhat amazing facts about your pet. When was the last time you brushed your dog's teeth? Ooh, you're probably thinking there is no way I would do that. Well, you should. Having your dog's teeth professionally cleaned once a year is good, but more is needed if you want to keep him healthy. Not brushing the teeth and gums leads to gum disease, which leads to heart disease, and that can lead to early death. So why wouldn't you brush their teeth? There are specially formulated pastes on the market that the dogs love and toothbrushes designed just for the shape of a dog's mouth. They're inexpensive and a great big step in keeping our pets healthy. My Mitzi the Rescue had to have her teeth cleaned twice by the vet in 1 year and undergo several rounds of antibiotics. Now I brush her teeth once a week and apply a dental and gum rinse. She's doing well. She can eat harder food and even chew on bones that aid in cleaning the teeth. You would be surprised too that when you brush their teeth you can notice a cavity, a chip, or an abscess so much sooner than if you only take them in once a year. We have all experienced a toothache in our own mouths, and I think I can safely say we wouldn't wish that pain on our enemies, let alone a loved pet. It was a little hard at first, but once the mouth pain was gone, Mitzi got used to the process, and it's a breeze. Give it a try. This whisker of information has been made possible by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting in partnership with Spot, Saving Pets One at a Time, and KSBR Studios. Produced by Joseph C. McGuire and theme music by Stuardo Glasser.
Today's Pet Tip has been brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets, large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
Thank you, Louis Linder. 51 degrees currently our temperature. You know, I got to thinking, do you remember years ago, and I could be wrong on this, but years ago, we used to have squad cars, police cars, come through our neighborhood on the north side of Peoria. That was before someone at the Journal-Star invented the term North Valley, but it was the north side of Peoria. And they would.
Roger.
I know it.
You're not going to
but
win.
I'm
give in and use the
I'm going to hang in there. They are not going to change my neighborhood. It's just like we spent a fortune putting up new street signs that say, not North Adams, Northeast. Why in the world did we do that?
That's been for ages. I remember when Dad's shop was on Monroe
You know,
Street,
it
and
does-
it's Northeast Monroe, 1904 Northeast Monroe.
It does run
I mean,
diagonally.
it was not Northeast Monroe when I grew up. I don't know how old your dad is, but I'm older than he is, or was,
No,
for
I
that
was the same
matter.
age.
It was never Northeast Monroe. Never, never, never.
Ever.
It was North Monroe.
You're going to
So
die. You're going to die on
suddenly-
that hill, aren't you?
Yes. So we spent a fortune throwing up new signs. It's just like we spent a fortune on changing from two-way streets in downtown Peoria,
And then changing back.
and then now we have to change signs. I think there are people who get, and these are usually not elected officials. These are what we call bureaucrats, and they sit at their desk thinking of what can we do. Remember when we started this foolish idea of parking differently
Diagonally.
in downtown Peoria?
Yes.
Sure.
And a lot of us hated that because I had a hard time backing up.
Yeah.
Well, no.
So.
You mean the
but we
diagonal
s-
parking?
We still have,
And you
yeah.
had to back
But
into
Roger,
it on
you've-
top of
Oh,
it.
that's right, you had to back in, didn't you? Yeah.
You've worked in government, and you know that there's this policy of every department of government called the use it or lose it
Use it or lose it.
theory.
I heard that differently.
You get a
but
budget,
there's
you
a-
get so much money. If you have anything left over at the end of the year, your budget then
You
the
spend
next
it.
year is usually
Yeah, because you didn't want to
reduced.
lose the money.
Yep.
Right.
So you always used every dollar of it, even when you didn't need to.
Yeah.
And the best example I could cite of that is my final year of medical school. The original medical school in Peoria was set up on the Bradley campus. They actually just leased out 2 of the dormitories on the Bradley campus and remodeled them into labs and classrooms and all the things that medical school needs. And that's where I did medical school. But the medical school downtown was being built at that time, and it was all ready to open the next year after I graduated and finished medical school. And yet my final year, my final month of med school there, I noticed they were painting the stairwells, they were painting the rooms, they were redoing the floors. And I asked one of the workers, I said, what's going on? This is all going to be ripped out and turned back into a dorm as soon as we're done here this year. And the answer was, hey, it's in the budget. We got to use it or lose it.
Spend the money.
No, no.
Yeah.
It was crazy. They were spending all this money, and it's this state, University of Illinois State Medical School budget, and they were redoing all of this, and it was going to be just torn apart within a few months.
You know, I remember the days when we had police officers who would direct traffic in downtown Peoria. Remember, they had the whistles, they blew the whistles, and
I've seen it
my
on old
favorite,
TV shows. I've seen it on old black and white TV shows.
Yeah. And at any rate, thank you very much. At any rate, at
Buster
the
Keaton.
Cedar Street Bridge, they had this tower where the police officer watched the traffic pattern so that they didn't have big backups.
Yeah.
He had the ability to change the lights whenever he wanted to, and it worked wonderful. I bring this up because yesterday there was madness in Peoria, and it started at the McCluggage Bridge. Apparently they had an accident, or they had to narrow it down to one-lane traffic. Do you know, we were in the Heights, that traffic from the McCluggage Bridge was backed up all the way to Wisconsin and War Drive?
Almost by Alwyn's?
Yes, exactly right.
Wow.
So I said, you know what? We have 2 choices. Go to the Cedar Street Bridge or Henry, Illinois. And, and either one is going to be shorter than trying to get
go to
across, because some
17. You
people
go to
started
Lincoln.
bailing out and going to the
74.
Murray Baker Bridge, which was backed up, or Bob Michael. And I got on Kump Boulevard, known at one time as Franklin Street, and it was backed up. So my companion at the time was chewing on the rug on the floor, saying, "Where are you going for anywhere?" And I said, "You just hang on, okay? We're going to get to Tazewell County before Mother's Day, so be aware of that." We wound up going over the Cedar Street Bridge.
You should have
and
stopped
you-
and had dinner and
the
let
Cedar
it
Street Bridge
let
is
it
no-
go down. You should have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all under construction too.
Yeah, the Cedar Street Bridge
What,
is
dinner?
Cedar Street.
No,
Bridge.
Cedar
Cedar
Street.
Street.
Well,
It's down to 1 lane each way.
that's what I'm getting to before you stop me. At any rate, so we get to MacArthur Highway, and you're right. They had traffic backed up into East Peoria to Kroger's, I think, in Metamora. And it was backed up, and it was absolutely ridiculous. The timing of the lights, and you wonder, where are the traffic engineers? You know where they were? They're home. They probably quit at 3 o'clock before drive
It's
time.
all electronic now. It's all automated. It's all they can read.
Well, no kidding.
So how much
I know.
extra time do you think you spent that you wouldn't have?
Probably between 30 and 40 minutes.
Really?
Well, yeah. I mean, I was driving around. I actually toured Peoria from.
You
the
should have stopped. You should have
north
stopped
end.
at the house. I was home.
Well,
You should have stopped.
Well, what's the difference between stopping at home and stopping in traffic?
Well, it's friendlier. You know, we could have chatted. We could have sat in the garage and had a cigar.
What they need to do is build a big tower in downtown Peoria, so you can and one guy there, or like
The Heights has that.
at the airport.
The Heights has
they
a
have
tower.
Guys, traffic engineers. Yeah, the Heights could be.
Use the Heights Tower and
I
have.
don't know if it's high enough.
Well, you can see quite a ways from that.
What do you mean quite a ways? What's the word quite a ways
I think
mean?
with telescopic materials or whatever, you could see downtown
I can. Isn't
you
there
could
a
see
song,
down-
I can see
On
forever.
a clear day, you can see.
on a clear
forever.
day. Yeah, you could.
Who was
yeah.
the singer who sang that?
Engelbert Humperdinck.
Robert
Goulet.
Goulet. Yeah, I called
Bob.
him Robert Goulet.
I know him as Bob.
But I think it was Robert Goulet.
I know him as
Anyway,
Bob.
I'm sorry, Brian. The other thing I wanted to bring up.
Well, next time
in
stop
this,
by, okay?
yeah.
If you're out driving
Yeah.
around Peoria, just,
Where do you live, Mackinac?
no, I can't tell you.
You
on the
live in.
air.
I know. I
can't
don't want to. Here's the other thing I wanted to bring up. I got waylaid about the police driving through your neighborhood regularly.
Yeah.
I don't see that. Well, where I live now, we don't have it, but that used to be a regular. You remember growing up in the neighborhood when police
You know where I
patrols were
live,
in?
and
Yes.
it's
well, you're in a cul-de-sac.
a dead end cul-de-sac. But we used to have a police officer every once in a
East
while
Peoria?
drive down our street to hit the
Didn't
end
that
of
make
the
you feel
cul-de-sac,
good?
turn around, drive back out. I haven't seen one for 40 years now,
Yeah.
or 30 years anyway. Because when my kids were little and we'd be playing out front, they would come by once in a while. But
where are
we never
they?
see that anymore.
Yeah, where are they? And,
We see
you
them.
know,
I
we-
see them. They're in my neighborhood, but we get they
Well,
get robbed all the time.
What I'm getting to is, we know, and I was told this by a council member, that police have their zones for high crime. I don't know whether they know
Right.
we're number one, but there are areas that are have been declared
Correct.
high crime areas. And one of those, I'm sure, is Lexington Hills.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm sure. it
And
is.
it is probably replete with Section 8 housing, which is government subsidy for housing and so forth. Wouldn't it be cost efficient for police, particularly in public housing areas, if they don't already have some form of law enforcement, to have a police station at Lexington Hills?
Well, they kind of do. Years ago, there was districts, and there was, I think, about War Memorial, maybe Glen was about as far as the districts kind of went. And then I don't know how, maybe 10 years ago, there is now an officer that's assigned to the Lexington area.
Really?
Yeah.
One guy in a car by himself, okay.
Well, yeah, but he's got a radio, and they found out that's more efficient to have two guys in a car with radios is better than two guys in one car.
Really?
They found, yeah,
Interesting.
it was more, yeah.
That may be on paper, but if I were the one guy by myself, I'd sure like a partner to back me
Well,
up.
they're there pretty quick.
They are.
Oh, those partners, they hang out and they protect each other pretty good, I think. Anyway.
Well, I'm glad for that update. I just don't see police doing what they typically do. Here's a little tip for motorists, if you didn't know. State police are on that Sterling ramp now for traffic going eastbound, and a salute to them. And I got a big kick because I stopped at a light. I think it was at Richwoods and Sterling, so you know where that is.
I know exactly where
Yeah.
that is. Yes.
And anyway, there was a state trooper there, and I let him go ahead, of course. I stayed behind him, and he reached the ramp eastbound on I-74, and I stayed back long enough to see him pull off to the side. He probably had to chase a guy on I-74 eastbound because he's shooting radar as he's cut, and you don't see him. They do the same thing over in East Peoria on the ramp eastbound, off of what I call Caterpillar Trail. So state police guys are out, and gals, by the way, and usually the person on the motorcycle is a female. Well, you got acquainted with her,
Yes,
didn't
I
you?
did.
Yeah, that's
Yes, I
right.
did.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you get a ticket?
So,
Oh.
no. You weren't supposed to ask that.
Oh,
on the
sorry.
air.
Sorry.
Well, that's it for me right now. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
And now the Illinois Emergency Management Agency presents actress Marion Ross as Marion.
I'm very ashamed of you.
Excuse me?
I'm disappointed, that's all.
In me?
You just don't get it. We could have a real emergency at any time, and are our families prepared?
Well...
No, not by a long shot.
We're not?
No, young man, I just said that.
Well, see, I was just supposed to introduce you.
Oh, sure. You go about your business, not caring one whit about making sure you're prepared with a family plan and an emergency preparedness kit. Well, I care.
Well, I care too.
Oh, so you do have a family plan and an emergency preparedness kit all put together?
No.
Well, then, I just have one thing to say.
Yes?
You get yourself over to ready.illinois.gov and learn about what you need in an emergency preparedness kit.
Yes, ma'am.
What are you waiting for?
Oh, okay. Sponsored by the Illinois Emergency Management Agency. And check out ready.illinois.gov on Facebook and Twitter.
You have a very nice voice.
Oh, thank you.
Don't slouch, dear.
Sorry.
Well, we hope you're enjoying Breakfast with Roger and Friends, which is the fastest growing morning show in Peoria, and it can now be heard and seen on the worldwide YouTube channel. Take advantage of this advertising opportunity for your business by calling Roger to learn how cheap, how low cost, are the rates to become a sponsor. His phone number is 309-397-1458, 397-1458. Thank you. Give Roger a call.
Yeah. Speaking of cheap, I've always considered myself frugal. Others might say, my kids
that's a
might
nice
say
way.
cheap, for that matter. But I learned that from my father. My father was a very frugal but wise businessman. But it raises this question, with food prices being what they are, do you think it's cheaper to eat at home or eat out?
Definitely cheaper to eat at
So
home.
far, it's
Yeah, a
still
lot
cheaper
cheaper
to eat
at
at home.
home.
Yeah.
All right, if you're going to go out, where would you go? Where do you feel is the restaurant that has the best quality food for the price?
Right now, all I can afford is Culver's.
I think it's all the same. I think if you're going to go out, it's going to be $20 to $30 a pop wherever you go. It's all about the same.
See, you're a high ender.
But you're-
No.
You're loaded with money, so you didn't change your eating habits.
No,
You're
I'm
still
not.
eating like
I don't go out much though. I don't go out much. I cook a lot. at home.
Well, I can see why.
It's expensive.
Well, yesterday, I was in the mood for what we used to call a hoagie. It's
Oh, yeah,
it-
sure,
Jersey
you bet,
Mike's
yeah.
would be.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
I was
right,
over
yeah.
in that area there at Sheridan Village, and I thought, oh boy, I'm really craving that taste. So I looked it up. $11.35
Oh yeah.
For a hoagie?
for a hoagie sandwich. And I'm
No,
like,
that's a hoggy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I didn't have it, so I
That's
went
what-
home and had a hard-boiled egg. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, ugh.
My wife and I ate at a Denny's. We haven't been at Denny's for
Well, I know
years.
there's only one, and that's in North Beacon, isn't
locally,
it? Denny's?
Yeah, that's the one. And
That's the one. Is that
Market
where you
Heights.
went?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
What were you doing over there? That's miles from where you live. None of your business, right?
We had to go down to Pekin for something. But,
Okay.
yeah, they got still got their Grand Slam for $9.99 or $8.99.
That's a good price.
Yeah, I mean, you get eggs, you get bacon and sausage, hash browns, toast, or pancakes, and yeah, between the two of us, the bill was $19.
No.
That's not bad.
That's
not
pretty
bad
good.
at
yeah,
all.
that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
That's still
Yeah.
pretty good. Now you could still probably cook that at home for a little less than that, but then there's a lot of work involved.
Yeah.
And the shopping and bringing it home and cooking it, and then you always end up with some stuff you don't use and throw out. So there's waste involved. But
It's hard to cook for two. That's very
yeah, it
difficult.
is. Anyway, I tipped the waitress very nicely because she was very good. But Overall,
Yeah,
I
but
thought
that's
that
your
was
nature.
quite reasonable because, yes, we've been to other places. You go to Panera now and you buy just a sandwich at Panera.
Oh, I know it, yeah.
And you know, between my wife and I, and she doesn't eat that much. She'll get a salad, you know, one of those salads with a little meat on it or something like that. I'll get a sandwich, and it's $32.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the bad thing about Panera, you have to leave your Social Security number. I mean, it's, how,
Well, how about you? Where do you?
I just don't eat it. No, no.
Well,
No, I
if
tell you
looks
what.
could be deceiving.
Yeah, that's right. When I get my shoe shine, I have to take the guy's word for it because I can't see my shoes. That's one of Royce's favorites. Bob Evans has always been a go-to place for us, but they have raised their prices. They have the menu looks the same. They called their menu maker and said, okay, we're changing the price. They have a mini sampler that used to be $5.99, and then a step up was $6.99 and then $7.99. Well, they changed it. The $5.99 is now $6.99. The $6.99 is now $7.99, and
Yep.
$7.99 is
Portions
$8.99.
seem smaller.
Yes.
You
Yes.
notice that Cracker
Yeah.
Barrel?
Yeah.
We stop at a Cracker Barrel that's halfway.
Oh, Cracker
between
Barrel
here
prices
in
are
Cincinnati when we go visit my son.
astronomical.
And so, you know, months apart, we'll notice, man, these size of the portions are much smaller than they were last time we were here. And but I do remember we ate with you at the Pizza Ranch, and they have very reasonable prices.
Yeah, the Pizza Ranch. You can actually, if you're looking for a bar, I ate there so much that I thought I was a rabbit because during
Got a big appetite.
they have
the
a
buffet,
salad
and
only
you
for
can
a
really
little over $5, so
get your
two
money's
people
worth.
can eat for
Yeah.
less than $12.
Yeah.
But it's salad bar only. Now the problem with that is you keep walking by those other things that you didn't pay for, and there was a temptation. But I looked around. I think they have cameras, and I decided not
these
to do.
big burly guys in the back that look
No, these were little squirrely people. But that I didn't worry about, and that I shouldn't have said, but shouldn't have told. But when we leave, we will have to, and they do it. This is the way they market. You have to walk by the dessert bar, and they've got an ice cream machine there. It actually was talking to me and went by. I heard it say, cheapskate.
Hey, over here.
only $2 more.
No,
You kinda had me.
No, when you I tell you what, Pizza Ranch has a great layout,
Yeah.
but it's not inexpensive, and that's one of the reasons why Golden Corral went belly up, and you know even we've eaten at that Chinese restaurant also.
Excuse me. What'd you go?
Is that Lynn's?
Yes, Lynn's,
One's over
also,
in
also
Morton.
Lynn's.
Excuse me.
And it's China, and they have a great buffet.
Oh, yeah.
But they also have a sign says, "Take what you want, but eat what you want, or you will have a water torture or something like that."
No doggy
And
bags.
you say, yeah, and you see people leave food that they're wasting, and
Yeah.
I can see why these buffets didn't make it because some people are slobs. You know,
That's right. Lynn's Buffet is always crowded, and
Yeah.
especially their lunch, because all the Caterpillar people go
Come
over there.
there
It's just
for
a couple
lunch,
blocks
yeah.
from the Caterpillar.
And the food is good.
Yeah, and the food is good, and they have American food as well as the Chinese food
Yeah,
there. So
yeah.
if you don't like Chinese every day for lunch,
I'll tell you one that got me. This just happened just a couple days ago. We had a granddaughter who was going to a confirmation down in Bloomington. So we stopped by. My wife said, "Let's stop, but we should take a cake." I said, "Well, I think they'll have cake there." "No, we should stop and get one at a local, I won't say where, bakery." Okay. So we stopped, and
See, I like your attitude.
my wife said, she says, "Let's have the chocolate one, and we might as well get a white one too." I said, "Hey, there's only 10 people here. There's only 10 people." So she buys 2 cakes, and the gal said, "Do you want some writing? It's like $1 more." "Yeah, write on congratulations and a little cross or something." But the chocolate one you could. She said, "Now the chocolate one, that's got raspberry in." My wife said, "Okay." She said, "Well, it's a little bit more expensive." She said, "That's okay." Didn't ask how much.
Yeah.
She rang it up. Those 2 cakes were $85.
Oh,
I about went through the roof.
Yeah.
I looked, I went,
Now,
85 bucks
when does the divorce become final?
cakes, 2 cakes.
That
We
was-
get there,
that's-
and there was cake there.
of
We had
course.
3 cakes for 10 people.
and it's very thoughtful of you to bring some in this morning.
I couldn't do it. I had it bronzed. I mean, 85 bucks. Holy
Yeah,
cow.
you're right.
I just thought, oh,
the bakeries
my.
probably have reflected higher prices
They're
than
proud of those
any
cakes.
store.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You remember when donuts were like 49 cents a dozen, and now,
Yeah,
yeah, you go,
that'll get
8
you
to
2
10.
donuts.
Yeah.
yeah, you go to Dunkin' Donuts, and they're like $3 a piece.
Wow.
Well,
Nuts.
unfortunately, it is what it is. You're listening to the cheap version of public
Yes.
radio.
Make my own cake next time.
News, weather, sports coming up. And in the next hour, we'll hear from the robust, energetic, and always right Kyle Varno.
And your history question.
Yes,
Stay tuned for that.
yes. And yes, we have
You said it was a good one.
this day in history, yes. Today, tomorrow, and Sunday.
Oh, we got a bunch of them. That's right.
Yeah,
This Friday.
3 days. Don't go away. This is exciting radio. And a pleasant good morning, everybody. It is Friday. You remember years ago they used to say on radio, TGIF Day. Thank goodness it's Friday. And thank
That would be a good
goodness.
name for a restaurant chain.
It was
wait a
minute. TGIF
TGIF.
Fridays?
Yeah, that's right. That would be, yeah. Where was
We just
it?
lost ours.
New York City.
Yeah, where was it
It
located?
was in New York City on North Broadway, across the street from the Ed Sullivan Theater.
New York, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
one here in town,
but
wasn't
they,
there?
they
Oh,
had,
but there were
was.
thousands of them all over the world.
Yeah,
but
but
the original
locally-
one was in
really? I
New York
did- I
City
never
on
knew that.
Broadway. Yeah.
okay, but where was the one in Peoria?
Well, there was one out by the Shops at Grand Prairie.
Shops in Grand Prairie,
It's
yeah.
now Egg Republic.
And there was
Oh,
one in East Peoria too, but that closed quite a bit earlier.
Yeah, it was where Dairy Queen is right now. You know, they've
Where-
opened a new Dairy Queen.
yeah, Dairy Queen. No, it's by where Walmart is.
I disagree,
like
Senator. I
like
disagree.
Applebee's in there?
Where's
TGIF,
Dairy Queen? Are you talking
Dairy
about?
Queen. I'm trying to think. Next to the motel. It's right where TGIF used to be. And
Wait a minute, TGIF was next to the hotel that was next to the TGIF.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. The
I know that.
TGIF, remember,
I do know.
where PetSmart
I don't remember
is.
East Peoria having a TGI Fridays.
There was one
Yeah.
in that little lane leading into Walmart where there is now a Arby's and a crab restaurant. It's right across from PetSmart, where the PetSmart is there. PetSmart, or what's the name of that?
well, you're in East Peoria.
Oh, yeah, there's a
We're in
Pet-
Yeah, we used to go there.
No,
Hello,
that's not a
there
pet.
in-
That's a Chinese restaurant. That's not PetSmart.
No,
No, there is a PetSmart that I know what
I
he's
know
talking
it's
about.
not
that
PetSmart,
little-
but it's a
Mugu
pet.
Gai
Oh,
Poodle.
yeah, it is PetSmart.
It is
That's
PetSmart.
back in there. And remember, they had Applebee's was there,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
it is kind of about where the Texas Roadhouse,
Applebee's
that whole little
closed.
area down there was a whole bunch of restaurants.
Yeah.
Well, you're
but
in
I
East
know that
Peoria.
TGI Fridays
Yes.
was up over on the other side of Walmart, on the side by where the Huck's gas station is. You know,
I don't know.
you know, where the Embassy Suites is. I don't know what that street is.
Camp Street.
What?
is that-
It's
Camp
the
comes
cross
down?
street from Camps that runs into Walmart.
Yeah.
That's where the TGI Fridays was.
Oh, it's a fish place
Well,
now.
You're in East Peoria. I'm talking about the one in Morton.
Oh, okay. There was one in
No, that
Morton?
was Ruby Tuesdays.
Ruby Tuesday, you're right.
Oh, okay. That's
And-
where it had
yeah.
me confused. Yeah, Ruby Tuesday.
They had a great salad
And
bar.
they had
did.
one
We
of the
fall
best
off the
salad
rails so
bars, yeah.
easy here.
I think most people recognize we don't know what the hell we're talking about. So let's start with.
Can we rewind?
Oh my
YouTube
goodness.
and start over?
Now, Ruby Tuesday was.
I was sad to see that go because I had like $100 gift card for Ruby Tuesday.
You know what?
Had to give it to my son because there was still one over in Ohio.
All right.
What do you want to do, Raj?
Yeah.
It's your show.
Yeah.
Take control, would you, Raj?
Somehow, some way, we lost the way. Well, anyway, we'll start with a check of the weather. And it's brought to you by Matt Wall, CPA, tax specialist with Gordon Stockman and Wall. When it comes to financial matters such as estate and trust tax planning, employee benefits, state tax compliance, and you name it financially, Matt Wall's there to help you. He's CPA, and his phone number 309-692-4030.
Mostly cloudy today, Roger, with scattered sunshine. Today, with 30% chance for showers, high 70. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 51. Tomorrow, sunny and pleasant. High 78.
Ooh, that
Tomorrow
was
night,
good.
low 50. Sunday, sunny and 67. Monday, sunny, high 68. We're going to talk to Kyle Varnold sometime this hour and get some updates and some real interesting weather stuff.
You bet.
51 right now.
And now a check of the news presented by Advanced Medical Transport, the premier provider of emergency and scheduled ambulance service in central, western, and eastern Illinois. There are more than 500 AMT employees, men and women, dedicated to offering and providing the best, I mean the best, in healthcare. Saving lives is what they do. And now the news.
Peoria police announced the arrest of 61-year-old Kevin Armstrong on sexual charges involving at least 2 minors. Armstrong, who was an employee of Peoria School District 150, is charged with predatory and aggravated criminal sexual assault and aggravated criminal sexual abuse. The arrest came after one of the minors reported to middle school authorities the alleged abuse by an adult.
District 150 officials were quick to point out the alleged abuse did not take place in district schools or on their property, though Armstrong did assign referees to district sporting events. Armstrong has also been implicated in a second case with a minor. That victim says there was inappropriate touching covering a number of years. Investigators searched Armstrong's home in the 500 block of West Northmore Road. Reportedly, they found some evidence connecting him to the charges that to the crimes that he's charged with. He's now behind bars at the Peoria County lockup.
23-year-old Javier McGee was found guilty of first-degree murder by a Peoria Circuit Court jury yesterday. McGee claimed he shot and killed 27-year-old Trayshawn Morris in self-defense at Lexington Hills Apartments in March of 2024. The jury didn't buy it, taking just 2 hours to vote guilty. McGee will be sentenced June 25th.
3 U.S. destroyers came under attack from some drones and cruise missiles in the Strait of Hormuz. Not a good idea, but the attackers failed and were destroyed. President Trump then ordered retaliation airstrikes on 3 Iranian ports along the Iranian coast near the Hormuz Strait. The response was militarily huge, with F-18 Hornets, Seahawk helicopters, and A-10 Thunderbolts. One report indicated some B-2 stealth bombers were used to hit Iranian missile facilities.
President Trump said the ceasefire is still in effect, as is the pause of Project Freedom. The president also claimed a peace deal is just days away. However, Iran has expressed no such possibility. Meanwhile, at the request of President Trump, France and the United Kingdom are deploying significant naval assets to the Middle East. The French aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle and the British destroyer HMS Dragon are headed to secure maritime routes in the Red Sea and the Strait of Hormuz.
In this country, the battle of redistricting continues, with Democrats and Republicans winning some and losing some. Republicans are poised to win in Tennessee with a new map eliminating a strong Democratic district on the basis of the recent Supreme Court ruling that districts are not to be drawn on the basis of race. As Republicans won the vote in the Tennessee House, Democrats used air horns to override the airing of legislative proceedings.
The family of slain Loyola University student Sheridan Gorman lambasted Chicago Council member Maria Haddon for saying the young college woman was in the wrong place at the wrong time when she was murdered by an illegal immigrant. Jess Gorman, the girl's mother, said, quote, "My daughter was not in the wrong place at the wrong time. The killer was," end quote. She added the illegal immigrant from Venezuela was released from custody months earlier despite an active immigration and custom enforcement detainer. It came while Governor Pritzker and Mayor Brandon Johnson were working to boot ICE agents out of Chicago and Cook County.
Couple of fires last night in Peoria at 7:30 last night in the North Adams area. 5 residents scrambled to safety. 2 of them jumped to a roof next door. And then there was another fire in the 1300 block of Martin Luther King Drive. 2 people were able to escape safely on that. They ruled that as arson. $5,000 damage in that one, $200,000 in the first one that I talked about. And that, Roger, is the news.
You know, I'm trying to picture where the 1200 block
don't know.
of the. I'm going to say it is
1200.
1200 North Adams. I'm going to say that's south of Spring Street.
Oh,
You
yeah.
think that would be accurate?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I think definitely south of.
So, and I'm going to say that it's probably not on the river side of Adams, but on the west side.
What,
Because I'm trying, I've driven by on North Adams 1 billion times in my lifetime.
Right.
And I'm trying to figure out where there is a house that would have 5 people, and it's a
Well, some of
two-story
those
house.
houses were pretty good size, right? There were
Well,
those
I'm trying to
bungalows
picture,
It was on Adams.
because actually when I was a child, my parents were living in 1402 North Jefferson, so I'm familiar. Not that I was, as an infant, says, oh, where by that? You remember no, you're too young. What was the name of the famous drive-in on Spring Street?
The famous drive
Drive-in restaurant
on Spring?
on Spring Street, yes, sir.
No clue.
No, no.
Gus's Drive-In,
Where was
And,
that at?
Before our time.
between Jefferson and Madison
Okay.
on Spring Street.
What's there now?
Well, you know what was the most famous business at the corner of Jefferson and Spring Street?
There was a car?
Yes.
A used car dealer?
You remember what they called it?
No.
It was Bart's Rex or Bart's
Oh, that's right. Rent-A-Wreck. Was it
Rent-A-Wreck. Yes.
Yeah.
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 I just remember they had a purple gremlin sitting there. That was the car I wanted for the longest time. I watched it sit there.
Oh,
sit
at
there.
that really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Purple Gremlin.
And they had,
Yeah.
I think Don's Donuts was on Spring Street as well.
I think it
Right,
was. Yes.
Boy, you're not as young as I thought you were. No. you just have a good memory.
I started driving for Dad when
Did
I was
you?
when I was
Really?
16. He put me as his delivery girl.
No kidding.
So I got
Delivering what?
Well, part of his service was picking up and delivering the copy. He was a photo engraver. And so I'd go down to Cohen's, Bergner's, over to Key Industries in East Peoria, Mark for Advertising.
No kidding.
Key,
really.
did you know Israeli Margulies, who had Key
Dad
Industries?
was very good friends with him. I never met him. 'cause
He
I-
was a character.
Yes, he was.
He'd
Dad-
say
oh.
anything from a
What's his name?
Israeli Margulies was his name.
Yeah,
He
that
owned
doesn't
Key
ring a bell
Industries.
with
Yeah,
me.
Dad called him Izzy. Yeah.
He'd say anything from a pencil to a Cadillac with your name on it.
That's what they did.
Yeah.
They made rulers and
Yeah, it's
kit-
specialty
and
supply.
No
things.
kidding.
Yeah.
Where was he located?
Pekin.
No, they were in
Oh,
East Peoria.
East Peoria,
Over,
yeah.
you know where Central Junior High School is, and there's
Yeah,
that little street that
yeah,
goes back behind there. They
Yes.
were back there.
Interesting. You know, as the weather improves, so does the interest of a lot of people, a lot of couples, families looking to make a change in where they live. And this is a good time to start looking and a good time to start talking with Realtor Kathy Reynolds of Home Smart. She'd like to assist you in your search for your next home. And Kathy is available as we speak at 309-696-2162. That's 696-2162. And it's time, speaking of time, for sports. Brought to you by BradleyBanks.com with Dr. Gene Silver. Good morning, Gino.
Good morning, Roger, and good morning to all of our viewers and listeners. And a little bit of sports from yesterday, but the sad news is that the Rivermen were not able to finish out the series with Evansville in the Southern Professional Hockey League Finals. The Peoria Rivermen lost to Evansville 3-1. In Game 4. So the series now tied 2-2, and it will return to Peoria for a championship final Game 5 on Saturday night, 7:15 at Carver Arena. Should be a raucous crowd, and let's hope the Rivermen can finish the job. Over in Major League Baseball, the Chicago Cubs won again, beating the Cincinnati Reds yesterday 8-3 for their 9th win in a row. They've won 19 out of their last 22. The Cubs will play on the road tonight against the Texas Rangers, 7:05 p.m. in the first of a 3-game series. And the Cubs made a trade yesterday. They acquired a relief pitcher, Tyler Ferguson, from the Sacramento Athletics. He's a 32-year-old right-hander who should help out in the bullpen. He's actually he's
32.
Yeah, he's 32. He spent maybe almost 10 years in the minor leagues, and then he's been with the Athletics the last 2 years and has pitched pretty well. But they've got a lot of good young players, and they put him through waivers, and the Cubs claimed him. And so I think it's a good addition. He should help out in the bullpen a little bit. St. Louis Cardinals won in a late game last night in the final of their 4-game series with the Padres. They beat the Padres 2-1. The Cardinals now 22-15 on the season. They play tonight back at home. The White Sox were off yesterday. They play at home against the Seattle Mariners in a 6:40 p.m. game tonight. The Peoria Chiefs scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th to come back and beat the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers 7-6 in a game last night at Dozier Park. The Chiefs now 14-15 on the season. The series continues there through Sunday. In the National Hockey League, second-round playoff series, one game last night, the Carolina Hurricanes beat the Philadelphia Flyers 4-1. Carolina now with a 3-0 lead in that best-of-7 series. And over in the NBA, 2 games last night. Detroit Pistons beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 107-97. Detroit with a 2-0 lead in that series. And in the Western Conference semifinals, it was Oklahoma City Thunder beating the Los Angeles Lakers 125-107. Oklahoma City takes a 2-0 lead over the Lakers. And one little bit of news from NCAA basketball. They announced yesterday officially they are expanding the postseason NCAA tournament known as March Madness from 68 teams to 76 teams. That'll start with the 2026-27 season next March of 2027. And that change also applies on the women's tournament. They'll also expand to 76 teams. That's the sports, Roger.
Sports with Dr. Gene Olson, Dr. Gene Sidler.
Between Mike Wilson and
Yeah,
Sidler.
you never know. And the reason is, I was thinking, I haven't talked to Gene Olson of the Peoria Airport. We need to get an update on what's going on. I'd like to get his thoughts about the failed merger between Spirit Airlines and JetBlue. And the Biden administration said, no, you can't do that. People need to have multiple opportunities for a discount flight. And so they put a kibosh on it. And what they did, in essence, is they put Spirit Airlines out of business. And how many thousands of employees lost their jobs thanks to the decision during the Biden administration? It is...
Yeah, they were not as friendly to business, I suppose, as this current administration, and that came back to hurt. Spirit was a fairly good low-cost airline up and down the East Coast primarily, and it was I don't know if the management was part of the problem or it was just their prices were too low, but they just couldn't make it.
Yeah, and I like the color of the big, bright
Like a
yellow
big-
plane.
big flying banana, yeah.
Was there yeah, that's right. And unfortunately, somebody slipped on it and goofed up. We have a guy in our news that's been arrested by the name of McGee. And how many of you remember what that name meant to many, many thousands, millions of people across the country, but to particular interest in Peorians?
Oh, Fibber McGee and Molly.
Yeah, and their names were,
Marion and Jim Jordan.
what was her maiden name?
Now you've got me. I don't know what her maiden name was.
Jordan?
It was Driscoll.
Oh, that was. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was Barry.
I believe
like
it
a
was
Spanky
Marion
McFarland.
Driscoll, yeah. And do you know who we had on our show who was related to them? For 10 points. Graduate of Woodruff High School, where your dad graduated.
Yes. Oh, shoot, my mind's went blank.
His first name is the first name of a famous religious leader in the world.
Pope?
Yeah, that was good. That was, remember that song, Pope Goes the Weasel?
Billy?
No. Well, think of the Pope.
Leo.
It's Leo.
Leo, okay.
Oh, Leo.
So put the connection.
Leo Driscoll?
No. Try the other one.
Leo Jordan.
Leo Jordan,
Pope.
yeah.
Oh.
Leo was a good friend, and he was a guest on our show, and he and his wife, wonderful people. Leo worked for many years for a famous candy company or a candy distributor in East Peoria.
Birkeland.
Yeah, Springer Burke.
Oh.
Right. But I went over to his house off of Allen Road, as I recall, and showed me memorabilia. And I wonder who has that now. Leo has since passed on, and I'm going to speculate maybe perhaps his wife as well. And I wonder who got. I had some cassettes of Fibber McGee and Molly, but I don't have a cassette player. And I don't know if I have plugs. I'm going to try to find out, because one of the things that, you remember one of their famous,
The closet gag.
well, that was it too. But
Don't know
she
those,
used to
don't
say, "'Tain't funny, McGee."
Oh,
And
okay.
remember some of the friends, Mr. Whipple, was it? Not Whipple, he was a toilet guy, but Mr. Wimple.
I
And
did
I
you
never,
ever
I
hear
never,
the
it was
show?
too old for me.
Yeah,
I
I don't.
I mean,
Yeah.
there are
way far back. I don't remember.
there are places on the internet where you can find some of these old recordings of their shows, but I've never listened to it.
Yeah. Well, it was a funny show, and you know, it's amazing because Peoria, when you talked about radio, Peoria really had a pretty good reputation, because you remember who else was from Peoria that had a famous coast-to-coast radio show?
Was it sports related?
No,
No.
You going with the guy that was the mayor of something or other?
no.
Oh.
You remember Amos and Andy?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I can't remember who was, Charles Correll was the Peoria guy.
And that was Tommy Correll's brother, wasn't
That's
it?
exactly right.
Okay.
There were three brothers. Tommy Correll was a well-known coach who coached at Kingman High School. And when Woodruff opened in 1937, he went over there. But at one time, he was coach of baseball, basketball, football, you name it. And I still think Woodruff Field, Robert Johnson of the Park District, if you're listening, should be. You know, we've named enough. The high school is named after E.N. Woodruff, the mayor. He doesn't need a baseball field. He probably couldn't field a baseball if his life depended on it. They should honor the reputation and the history of Tommy Correll by naming Woodruff Field Tommy Correll Field.
The actors were Freeman Gosden and Charles Correll, who
Yes.
played Amos and Andy.
Yeah, but which one was which?
Freeman Gosden was Amos.
Was Amos?
Oh, no.
Was Andy?
It was Andy. Charles Correll was
And
Amos.
Amos was Charles Correll, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's correct.
And then they had
Amos
a third.
Jones.
They had a third brother who worked for District 150. He was in charge of.
No,
It's the opposite.
this is confusing here, but Freeman Gosden was
so's
Amos.
the show.
Oh, well, you know.
Freeman Gosden was Amos. Charles Correll
Was Andy.
Andrew Hogg. Andy, yeah.
Andrew Hogg.
Andrew
the
Hogg
radio-
Brown. Andrew Hogg Brown.
yeah.
I keep,
And of course,
reading
that ended because they considered it racist. And you know, when I listened to it, I didn't think about race. I thought they were funny.
Sure.
They were funny guys, similar to Red Fox. The big difference is Red Fox was an African American, and Andy was a white guy. You were going to say something?
They were both white guys. What is that? What you
Yeah.
said?
Well, yeah, I knew both of them, but
One of them wore blackface, though, right?
They both
Yeah.
did.
no, that goes
They
back
both did?
No,
Yeah, I mean when they performed on stages,
stage,
they
did,
would wear
yeah.
blackface. There's a poster.
But they didn't need to do it on radio, as you know.
No,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
they didn't have
There was
YouTube back
another
then.
recurring character, George Kingfish Stephen. Remember
Kingfish, yes.
But that was voiced by Gosden also.
It was.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
See, that's similar to Bob and Ray. Bob and Ray used to take multiple voices.
Yeah.
I've got their recordings that I think might be, I think they're on cassette as well. Gosh dang it, that's too bad. But I
Well, I
bet we
think
could
you
find
can
it.
still, you
Oh,
can
you
get
can
that.
Yeah,
practice
you
that
can
players,
find
yeah.
anything on.
No, you
on
could
the
send
internet.
that off and they'll convert it for you or put
They
it
will,
in MP3 or something.
Who was probably the most famous white guy that wore black faces?
Al Jolson?
Al Jolson.
President
right,
Clinton.
yeah. No.
Well, no, wasn't there was a picture of him, right?
Yeah, but he wasn't as famous as Al Jolson
Jolson.
Well,
in
that's
his
true.
day.
Well,
And you know they
Chuck
they
Schumer did too.
Chuck
yeah,
Schumer.
Chuck Schumer did the blackface routine, and didn't Trudeau in Canada
Trudeau, yes.
of it?
Not Pierre, Justin
Justin Trudeau. I would like to say
So
they
did
were.
Kamala?
I would
Oh,
like.
no.
That's
I would like
stretching
to
it a little.
say that Trudeau wore a red face after he it was exposed that he had done that. Matter.
Well, back then it wasn't done to be racially bad. It was a joke. Whatever.
Well, you don't.
We go there and we get
You
in
don't
trouble.
see it.
so.
And how popular was Red Fox? Wasn't he pretty
very
popular?
Very popular.
But wasn't he also had a tendency, at least in public performances
In
on
his
stage,
live
very,
shows.
very,
Very
like
dirty.
Richard Pryor.
Foul.
Richard Pryor,
yes.
one of the funniest guys ever in the comedy world, and yet he had a propensity to use not only profanity but a lot of obscenities, and he didn't need to do it, in my opinion.
He didn't. He was
'Cause
funny.
No, he was
he
his
was a
timing,
real,
his timing was excellent.
a
His
real-
And
delivery
his
was
stories
good.
were funny.
a
Yes.
real talent. What happened to him? What set his hair on fire?
He was
Cocaine.
freebasing cocaine.
Freebasing.
Explain to me what that means, freebasing.
We'll show you after the show.
Can I see your laboratory?
Yeah, you dissolve it in some kind of solvent like paint thinner or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
and you smoke it, and it's absorbed much more quickly into your system without having to resort to injections and other ways of using
Wasn't a
it.
spoon involved? I mean, something you lit
Well,
the spoon on, you could lit it
But
on.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
have to use
boil
a
it.
flame for that, and
Yeah.
and it catches on
But
fire.
that means spooning took on a different meaning.
That's reportedly
Way
what
different.
was going on the airplane for Ricky Nelson's band that went down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had
Oh,
not
they were
heard that
freebasing
story.
and they-
Some of his musicians
Oh, my.
were freebasing on the airplane.
No kidding.
And then what was the other country rock band that crashed?
Leonard Skinner?
Leonard Skinner?
Leonard Skinner. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was some
They were
rumors
freebasing,
that
huh?
they were also.
Oh,
There's a time and a place for everything, and spooning is not one of those when you're
freebasing on a
flying in
plane is not a
a,
good
No,
idea.
not a good
a
idea.
light plane in a snowstorm
Oh, God.
near
Anyway.
Cedar Falls, Iowa.
We're waiting for your
Or
history quiz.
clear. Okay, here we are on this day in history.
You don't
Thank
wanna
you
wait
for bringing
Kyle?
it up.
No, you don't wait for Kyle.
We don't have time,
No, we don't have time.
but we have time for you.
We have time for
Yeah. May 8th, 1973, we had a confrontation. What was it?
Where? Was it in the woods?
Was it in Ohio?
No, that Branch Davidian thing.
No.
No.
What would you say?
Branch Davidian?
Was that in
No.
Texas?
Confrontation.
No, wrong part of the country.
Were people killed?
Well,
It wasn't Kent
If
State.
that's a hard question, then that's
No,
gotta
that was
be
earlier.
Yeah, that was
this
a little bit
week.
earlier.
no,
years ago.
I don't believe so.
So no one was killed?
No.
Was it a protest
Yes.
rally?
Yes.
1973. That was the end. That was the Watergate era.
Was it in San Francisco?
No.
New York.
But it was also the tail end of the Vietnam conflict.
No, it had nothing to do.
Nothing to do with Vietnam.
I'll give you a clue. The clue, though the subject matter has nothing to do with what we're talking about, might give you a clue. Think orthopedic. And it'll make sense when you get the answer. Think orthopedic.
I'm thinking
Scholes,
broken
Dr.
bones.
Scholes?
From the waist down.
Knees?
Hips and
Were-
knees?
Were knees involved?
Yes.
Knees.
Knee. What?
Did some
So
football
someone-
player get...
Oh,
No.
someone was kneeling?
No,
No.
that came much later,
No.
the kneeling
yeah.
on the fields.
But stick with it.
Kneeling.
You actually have the name.
Kneeling?
We have the name?
Neil?
No,
Kneeling.
Neil was not the name.
no. What was the word you used? What anatomy?
The knee.
Your knee.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bended knee.
No,
Wounded knee.
Yay! You guys did
God.
wonderful.
South Dakota.
They are members of what? They had a name.
The
for
Sioux
group.
tribe.
Of
Lakota.
Yes.
It was one of those two.
South Dakota's Pine Ridge Reservation are members of the what movement? The acronym was AIM.
American Indian
Yes,
Movement.
very good. And their how many day siege of Wounded Knee?
Yes.
36?
No, it was like a year or more, wasn't it?
No, not that long. 36 was not enough.
52.
That's not enough.
87.
120.
No. Ended their 71-day siege of Wounded Knee. And what was Wounded Knee? What were their...
Well, it was a battleground
Hmm.
and a sacred burial
Yes,
site.
that's correct. The massacre of 300 Sioux by the U.S. 7th Cavalry in what year? 18 what?
It was right after the Civil War. 1870?
Much longer after the Civil War.
Much later.
1886.
What was that?
1886?
No.
92.
90. Ooh, that's
Wow, I
close.
thought it
2
was
years
earlier than
off.
that.
94 or 90?
Or
90.
1890?
Yes. Duh. Nice. AIM was founded in 1968 as a militant political and civil rights organization. Its actions were acclaimed by many Native Americans, but on the Pine Ridge Reservation, the president of the Agala Sioux people had banned all AIM activities by taking Wounded Knee, one of the poorest communities in the United States. The leaders hoped to force an investigation of Pine Ridge and other reservations of the Bureau of Indian Affairs and broken treaties. Anyway, that's
I don't
what-
remember that.
Do you remember that?
I don't.
Yeah,
I do not
I
remember.
do. And in fact, they've made movies about it. And
Yeah. All right. Did a good job. In the meantime, let's turn to our news and weather at the bottom of the hour. And let's start with the news brought to you by Spoon River Home Health since 1993, providing home health care by nurses, therapists, and home care assistants, locally owned and operated. Spoon River Home Health, great organization, wonderful people. They're available 24/7 at 309-245-0723. Terry?
Peoria police announced the arrest of 61-year-old Kevin Armstrong on sexual charges involving at least 2 minors. Armstrong, who was an employee of Peoria School District 150, is charged with predatory and aggravated criminal sexual assault and aggravated criminal sexual abuse. The arrest came after one of the minors reported to middle school authorities the alleged abuse by an adult. District 150 officials were quick to point out the alleged abuse did not take place in district schools or on its property, though Armstrong did assign referees to district sporting events. Armstrong has also been implicated in a second case with a minor. That victim says there was inappropriate touching covering a number of years. Investigators searched Armstrong's home in the 500 block of West Northmore Road and reportedly found evidence connecting him to the crimes. 23-year-old Javier McGee was found guilty of first-degree murder by a Peoria Circuit Court jury yesterday. McGee claimed he shot and killed 27-year-old Trayshawn Morris in self-defense at Lexington Hills Apartments in March of 2024. McGee will be sentenced June 25th. 3 U.S. destroyers came under attack from some drones and cruise missiles in the Strait of Hormuz, but the attackers failed and were destroyed. President Trump then ordered retaliation airstrikes on 3 Iranian ports along the Iranian coast near the Hormuz Strait. President Trump said the ceasefire is still in effect, as is the pause of Project Freedom. The president also claimed a peace deal is just days away. However, Iran has expressed no such possibility. Meanwhile, at the request of President Trump, France and the United Kingdom are deploying significant naval assets to the Middle East. In this country, the battle of redistricting continues, with Democrats and Republicans winning some and losing some. Republicans are poised to win in Tennessee, with a new map eliminating a strong Democrat district on the basis of the recent Supreme Court ruling that districts are not to be drawn on the basis of race. The family of Slain Loyola University student Sheridan Gorman lambasted Chicago Council member Maria Haddon for saying the young college woman was in the wrong place at the wrong time when she was murdered by an illegal immigrant. Jess Gorman, the girl's mother, said, quote, "My daughter was not in the wrong place at the wrong time. The killer was," end quote. She added the illegal immigrant from Venezuela was released from custody months earlier, despite an active immigration and customs enforcement detainer. And those are the headlines, Roger.
All right, this is the time of the year that people are concerned with all the wind and the rain and the hail, et cetera, and so forth. They might need work, maybe repair or maybe even replacement of their roof. And you can get a no-obligation free inspection of your roof from Doug Hines of Hines Roofing at 309-672-0910. You know, Doug has been around helping people with roof problems for over 33 years. He is a quality guy, a U.S. veteran, by the way. So for quality work by quality people when it comes to roofing, it's Doug Hines. Hines Roofing, 309-672-0910. On this Friday morning, it's time for Face Off, a weather Face Off, with a guy with a degree and a guy with a bone to pick.
Actually, I do have a bone to pick first, if that's
What?
okay.
Yeah.
What are we picking?
Well, actually, it's a big bone. So I understand you reached out to your arbitrator, who's obviously blind and deaf, because I understood at the 6:30 hour, you said that regarding the precipitation yesterday, which you bet wouldn't happen, and I called and bet it would. You said the arbitrator ruled in your favor?
Yes.
So who is this blind and deaf man that you
Sitting
reach out
right
to?
over here. He happens to be a doctor.
Dr.
We
Sid.
have
He's
a
very well
blind.
educated. Very well
Zero
educated.
precipitation
Okay,
yesterday.
ladies and gentlemen, here's
We had
round
zero
one.
rain. We had a lot of thunder, and we could see dark clouds moving to
Yes.
the north of us, but we had no rain in East Peoria.
Zero
It poured
rainfall.
rain here.
It
It
poured
just-
rain in Peoria. It
No,
poured
no,
rain
not
in-
Peoria.
It did at
It
Terry's
did.
house.
I
It did
got
in my
stuck
house.
in it.
It
Well, I'm
split.
sorry, your geographic location
it split a
specifically
little
did not
bit.
receive
All right,
precipitation.
we're going to rule it a draw.
You are right in the middle of town, but Terry's in the middle of town.
We had
too.
no rain in Morton.
We had, it just.
You had zero rain in Morton.
No rain in
Yeah, I
Morton.
think the
disagree.
line of
It
rain must
rained in
have been along the
Fremont.
river because we had nothing in East
We
Peoria.
had 3 downpours in Washington
But you
and
had it
2 in the
Washington.
Heights. Yes.
Yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yes. If
About-
anyone's
about
listening,
4 o'clock?
9664044 to help
kept
me
waiting for it to-
confirm
I was
and
outside
dispute
grilling, so I would have
this
noticed it.
educated
I was
but
sitting
ignorant
outside.
arbitrator that we have in our presence. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's not nice to fool Mother Nature.
All right, well, let's talk about today's weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get to it.
I think it is.
Just not very many people again today will not get that wet. 30%.
People will get wet between 11 and 2.
30% of the people.
Between 11 and 2.
Yeah, 30%. That's not
Between
bad.
11 and 2.
70% will be dry. That's what I have right here.
The percentages
We
are
need a pair of
percentages are
accurate for the
boxing
Peoria
gloves here.
metro area.
The percentage means if it's 30% chance for rain, you told me, I
30%
learned this
of the
from
coverage
you.
area, but the National Weather Service covers
And
42 counties in central Illinois, and of the
30%
30% of the coverage
people will be
area,
wet.
Peoria
So
County
a
is
lot
at
of people are
70%
going to say
chance of seeing
tomorrow, we
rain
got it
between
wrong
11
again.
a.m. and
It
2
didn't
p.m.
rain. 70% of the people will say tomorrow it didn't rain today.
How far does your listening area go, Roger?
Well, worldwide, we're on the.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, on the
worldwide
YouTube,
on
yeah.
YouTube.
So as far as YouTube is concerned, 2% of the area will see rainfall today.
Well, but that's 80% that won't.
And I want to,
88%.
before they get
There's
through,
98% that
I
won't.
want to interrupt
Yes.
you with some
Good
very
math.
important news.
Yes, please do.
You've all heard of the Tooth Fairy. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember the Tooth Fairy.
Well, we have a donut fairy. I turned, and a donut
There you go.
has
That's fantastic.
surprised
Wow.
me.
There you
I
go.
love it.
And you can have the rest. of the donuts, I guess.
There's like half a donut left, but thank you for that.
Sure.
Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
High 70 today.
High 66.
Oh,
I'm
really?
sorry. Yeah.
And we changed that. We
so,
had
and
60,
why,
and we
if I
changed
can
it.
elaborate, I know he doesn't want to hear it, but if I can
I
elaborate.
want to hear it. No, I always learn something.
So we have a shortwave system coming out of Iowa right now. It's riding along this cold frontal boundary, which will make its way through probably around 11, 12 o'clock, and we'll see scattered showers. I think 70% of the Peoria metro area will see 70% rain chance of
70%.
rainfall. Yeah. But as far as
70% chance of rain.
for the Peoria metro.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah. So, but for the central Illinois, 30% is more accurate. And Mr. Grawey is correct in that assertion.
See? You
So, yeah.
you taught me that. See?
Thank you. That's good.
I
I'm glad you
learned.
learned some. But no, and so 66 will be the high today because of the extensive cloud cover, especially here in the next couple hours that moves in with that shortwave system.
And tonight, low 51.
51 sounds accurate. Yes.
Okay. Tomorrow, sunny and pleasant.
Yeah, very pleasant.
High 78.
Yes, 78 is
Wonderful
very
day.
accurate.
So, and sunny, not very many
Gorgeous day.
clouds.
Well, I
Okay.
think we'll see some clouds. There's a frontal boundary that comes through.
But widely scattered sun.
Widely scattered sun for sure. Yes, absolutely.
Tomorrow night, 50.
50 is good.
All right. Sunday, another beautiful day.
Well-
not as warm, 67.
Well, we'll see some clouds.
It's going to be windy?
On Sunday.
Sunday morning, as we have another system passing to the south of us. I don't think we see any rainfall or precipitation out of it.
Is it windy?
But we will see some cloud cover.
Looks
on
like it's
the
going to be
south.
windy because
you
it's
know-
only
Coming out of the
67
south,
degrees.
yeah.
You know, I feel wonderful. The two of you have created an environment of harmony and peace.
We're going to do our own show here pretty soon, Raj. You're out.
Fantastic.
You already did. I lost it as soon as the two of you started talking.
That's right.
Well, anytime, just interject.
We got a big sponsor. FanDuel is going to sponsor our
Monday-
program, and we're going to make a
Monday,
lot of
sunny,
money.
high 68. Widely scattered sun.
For Monday,
Yeah.
I think 70 is more accurate.
Oh, wow. Okay.
What'd you have?
I hit 68. So, for 2 degrees, he calls me a liar.
Just saying.
That's it. 54 now. What is it out? We don't have a window.
Beautiful sunshine.
Is it sunny?
Oh yeah, you can see the high clouds in the distance though, so they're coming in.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a very important question
Oh,
to
of
ask
course.
you this morning. It's unrelated to the weather.
Well, can we continue the? Oh, we'll
Okay,
answer
go-
your question
go ahead,
first.
yeah. Then
I'm
we'll
sorry
get back to this.
take you off your train of thought. but you focus though.
How do you manage traffic over the McCluggage Bridge?
Awful.
Yesterday,
Awful.
it's a nightmare.
It's awful.
Is it because I don't want to cast aspersions to
You're
the
fine.
Illinois Department of Transportation, but they don't have a clue on how to direct traffic. And yesterday was a nightmare. Going
Yes.
in your direction. They had traffic back
It was all
from
the way
the
to
river
Knoxville.
all the way, listen to this,
Yeah.
to Alwyn's.
Yeah, it was to Knoxville at one
Roger
point.
did a driving tour of Peoria,
That's
trying to
weird.
get over the river.
Yeah.
No,
Next time this happens, I'm driving to Chicago.
it is.
I'm
It,
taking 155 to
it
70.
is atrocious, and these guys make six figures at
know
IDOT,
they
and you
do.
think that they would plan more accordingly.
don't care.
So here's the thing with the McCluggage Bridge. So McCluggage Bridge had a delayed finish because of COVID and because of the operation of the new McCluggage Bridge. But the thing that really grinds my gears is that, and sorry to go on a rant here, but you have this beautiful new bridge. It's 5 lanes, and you only have 2 lanes open.
Yeah, what's the deal?
Going
What are
eastbound.
they doing?
And the other part isn't even finished. There's no lines in it. So why didn't, when they opened the new bridge, they had the lanes already diverted to have 2 ways of traffic, both westbound and eastbound, on the new bridge? You could do 3 eastbound, 2 westbound, or 3 westbound, 2 eastbound, but have that bridge finished, have the road finished, and then you can do whatever you want to the 1980 McCluggage Bridge after you blew up the 1927 McCluggage Bridge. Why didn't you have it ready? Why are we waiting 16 months to now finally divert traffic onto the new bridge where we could have done 16 months ago, and then you could have redone the floor, whatever the hell you wanted to do with the old 1980s bridge? It's so archaic to me that we're in this situation now with all the traffic, with all the volume going eastbound and westbound every day, and you're down to 1 freaking lane in the eastbound bridge in the height of rush hour in the afternoon.
Yeah.
How dumb can you possibly be?
Well, you don't have to get huffy about it.
I will get huffy, sir. Happy Mother's Day.
Well,
everyone.
they've got all the ways across the river screwed up at the same time.
Absolutely.
Now, to me, that is extremely poor planning. Let's at least have one you can divert traffic to.
Dumb
and
is the
keep
word for
moving.
it.
I was going to use another word, but well,
Good. No,
already-
please do. It's okay. This portion of the program is brought to you by FanDuel. for all your sports betting needs.
How was it this morning?
Yeah. It's terrible. It's always terrible. It's just, that's the thing. So they have 2 lanes open going westbound currently. 2 lanes. And so you always have these word rhymes with apple that get over in the right lane and wait till the last possible minute to zipper when they're in the lane to exit onto Adams Street. But no, they're not exiting on Adams Street. They're just skipping ahead of every happy-go-lucky person waiting patiently in line with their coffee and their phone.
Zippering.
Zippering.
There weren't
Westbound
people who
150.
think they're doing something good by letting them in. If those people would just cut them off, they would
Exactly.
learn a lesson.
Seriously, I saw a person. It blew my
I do my
mind.
civic duty. I cut those people off. I'd get right up on the phone.
I cut them off too because it pisses me off.
I do
Nothing
sometimes.
grinds my
But
gears more.
They look
than-
like they did it by mistake.
You see? Oh no! They didn't do it by mistake. Big 350 truck diesel that drives up and always waits till the last minute to get in. And because he's in the big truck, he thinks he can just cut right in at the last possible minute. And then he backs up traffic getting off Adams Street. So you have all those yahoos honking at him, and he's like, "Let me in!" With this big testicle hanging from the tailgate truck.
Dr. Silver, are you able to dispense drugs?
Yeah, can you got some,
Anyways,
I did just renew my license.
Happy Mother's Day, everyone. Just saying.
We're going to need it.
bring some syringes in next time.
Well, and then, you know what, I heard this morning on the radio, that,
Yeah.
okay, tips to help with the gasoline and the high prices
Yeah,
and that.
yeah.
Don't idle for more than 60 seconds. I laughed out loud.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
When you shut the car off?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a stoplight to leave my...
Correct.
Join Planet Fitness for $1.
2 minutes. You can just sit there and wait until
Well,
the
a lot
light finally
of the newer
cycles.
cars shut off now. I
Yeah.
hate that.
The hybrids do, yeah.
Mine
I hit the
does.
button. I hate that when it
Yeah,
does
mine
that.
does do that.
I
Me
don't
too.
like that at all. It feels like I can't get going when I want to.
Exactly. It freaks you out because you.
Yeah, I don't like
Yep.
it. I turn that off.
It's a loss of
I
control.
turn it off. Yes.
No, speaking of which, I have to tell this quick. So, a dear friend, who's in prayer group with me, he just turned 89, and he bought one of the new Teslas because it's self-autonomous. It drives itself. Well, the
Well,
poor
thanks.
guy is not the best at technology. And so there's 3 mode settings on a Tesla, chill, sloth, and Mad Max. Well, somehow it got diverted to Mad Max. So he is coming to prayer group Monday morning. As I'm talking to you on the radio, this man is fearing for his life, going 74 miles an hour down 150 through Peoria, and it's a Tesla, so it has sensors, so it stops and goes. But he said it was like a roller coaster, and he was absolutely terrified. So after prayer group, I get in the car and I figure out, I'm like, oh, your speed setting was sent over to this Mad Max. And he's like, oh, that explains it, because I thought I was going to die. And this poor guy in his Tesla that prefers sloth mode or chill mode was literally going from Dunlap to Peoria at
It'll
about
speed?
75. Oh yeah,
It'll speed on you?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
it does.
really?
Yeah, when Mad Max, it goes as fast as possible to get to the destination. So it was literally going 75 miles an hour down War Memorial.
Oh,
Yep,
my
yep.
God.
I'm swerving. He said swerving between cars like a Chicago driver.
That's not good.
It was ridiculous. Yeah. Well, we got it fixed. So, anyways,
All right.
portion of the program is brought to you by Tesla.
That and
For our
brought to
self-autonomous
you
needs.
by Peoria Pet Crematory.
Oh, that's it.
Today's Pet Tip is brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets, large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
Pet lovers are dedicated to their animals, all species from horses to turtles and of course cats and dogs. If you are a pet lover, learn these little known, somewhat amazing facts about your pet. When was the last time you brushed your dog's teeth? Ooh, you're probably thinking there is no way I would do that. Well, you should. Having your dog's teeth professionally cleaned once a year is good, but more is needed if you want to keep him healthy. Not brushing the teeth and gums leads to gum disease, which leads to heart disease, and that can lead to early death. So why wouldn't you brush their teeth? There are specially formulated pastes on the market that the dogs love, and toothbrushes designed just for the shape of a dog's mouth. They're inexpensive and a great big step in keeping our pets healthy. My Mitzi, the rescue, had to have her teeth cleaned twice by the vet in 1 year and undergo several rounds of antibiotics. Now I brush her teeth once a week and apply a dental and gum rinse. She's doing well. She can eat harder food and even chew on bones that aid in cleaning the teeth. You would be surprised, too, that when you brush their teeth, you can notice a cavity, a chip, or an abscess so much sooner than if you only take them in once a year. We have all experienced a toothache in our own mouths, and I think I can safely say we wouldn't wish that pain on our enemies, let alone a loved pet. It was a little hard at first, but once the mouth pain was gone, Mitzi got used to the process, and it's a breeze. Give it a try. This whisker of information has been made possible by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting in partnership with Spot, Saving Pets One at a Time, and KSBR Studios. Produced by Joseph C. McGuire and theme music by Stuardo Glasser.
Today's pet tip has been brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets, large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
All right, we have a couple of more historical questions. May 9th, 1671, there was a theft. What was it and where was it?
The crown jewel.
That is
Yeah, the
correct.
crown jewels. That's
You
right.
did
Good
it.
job.
Yeah. Who
Well
was
done.
it, though?
No, I just was kidding. I
Who
don't have
did?
any idea.
Oh, okay.
was
Well,
Irishman.
does
I
anybody
know
else
the,
have an idea who
was
we're
a-
talking about?
was an Irishman.
Who sold what?
It was the Pink Panther.
It was an Irishman, if I remember right.
That is correct.
Yeah.
The Pink Panther.
No. His name, no. It's-
Peter Sellers, no.
Yeah.
No.
Dun, dun, dun,
Curses. I remember it's an Irishman. Start with an S.
What was that?
Does it start with an S?
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind, I don't.
This person had a title, a rank in the military. So start with that.
Colonel,
No.
Sergeant.
Captain.
Yes.
All right.
And something you should know about, you dealt with it in medicine.
Syphilis?
Wow.
Staff?
Doctor were you?
Yeah.
Stethoscope?
Are we
No.
trying to come up with a name?
No. Yeah, it has.
Yeah, medical term.
Think the American Red Cross.
How'd you go to blood?
Captain Blood.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, Captain
Syphilis.
Blood,
I'd
okay.
say-
And he tried to steal. Well, you got to speak up.
He was a
Well, I
pirate,
guess.
wasn't he?
No,
No,
he was,
he was
an
Irish.
Ir-
He was
he was an Irish adventurer.
Irish, yeah.
And what was his first name?
Red?
You're beginning to become a comedian.
Thomas.
Thomas is right.
Thomas
Thomas
Blood,
Blood.
yeah.
Sought, what did he seek to steal?
The crown jewels.
That is correct.
We just talked about that already.
Yes, but you didn't say it. From where?
No, Terry
From
said
where?
it like 30 seconds
Well,
ago.
you don't
Tower
have
of
to get a
London.
huffy.
Well, I'm sorry, the Tower of
You guys
London.
are all talking.
Tower of London,
You're
God bless you,
private-
sir.
Private, yes.
Merciful
They,
heavens.
they were in the Tower of London.
That's right.
And when we took the tour, they told this story, but I don't remember any of it.
Well, that was obvious.
That was a good
It is an amazing tour to see the crown jewels. Now, I don't know if they're the real crown
Yeah,
jewels.
I doubt that.
He in 1671
They say
he
they
disguised himself as what?
A woman.
A prostitute.
No. You were on the tour.
I'm sure I heard the story, but I don't
guide
remember.
And you, the two of you with your religion should know.
A
priest,
monk,
yes.
a priest.
As a monk or priest, as priest is correct. He persuaded the jewel housekeeper to surrender his guns. One of the Blood's men shoved the royal orb down his pants.
Ooh.
It was a good day.
And a guy said to him, "Are you nuts?" That's
but
true.
still,
It's in there.
No, it's not.
And
the
what
story
did
Dr.
they do
Simmons
with the
is-
crown?
This is not-
They flattened it with a mallet.
Are you serious?
And King Charles II restored the adventurer's estate and made him a member of the court. And today he's named Chuck Schumer.
No, he's not.
All right, let's go to May 10th,
All right. Happy Mother's Day.
1872. Something momentous happened
What day?
politically in the United States.
What day? What year? I'm sorry.
It doesn't
Well,
matter.
that's when they elected,
1872.
1870.
Oh, that would be an amendment?
No.
Or a,
Does it involve a president?
doesn't involve a law, does it?
Does it involve a president?
Of sorts, yes.
Oh, a vice president?
No?
So it involves the office of the president.
Yes.
Does it involve Ulysses Grant?
No?
It's when they painted
Does it
the
involve
Oval Office.
President Taylor? Is that
They made the
Taylor?
Oval Office oval before it was rectangular.
They set up the new thing of succession, like from President, Vice President, Speaker of the House.
No?
And it doesn't involve President Taylor?
No?
No, it's just, it has something to do with the office of the president.
But it was celebrated.
Do we celebrate it today?
No.
We rebuilt Richmond.
We need another clue here.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
we're treading
It
water.
was a first.
First?
What year?
First.
1872.
Does it involve the president's living quarters
No?
or a
But you said it
building?
involves,
White House?
you did say it involved the president, right?
Well, it involved the
He
office
said
of the president.
of sorts.
Of sorts.
It was the first time somebody ran for president.
A Republican.
No, because Lincoln
Well,
was a Republican.
Lincoln, yeah, switched over
first
from what,
time
the
someone
Whigs
ran
to the
for
Republicans or something?
A woman ran for
Oh, it's
president?
first,
Oh, okay, very good.
Very good what?
No, it was the first time a woman ran for
who
president.
was it?
Yes, and who was it?
I don't know. That was a guess, honestly.
It's not a name.
Francis?
No?
What are the
Catherine.
initials?
You probably have looked at the catalog of before of the
Victoria?
woman's- yes.
Oh, Victoria. Good
Oh.
job. Yeah. That's a good.
Yeah, Victoria.
Much better.
Victoria who?
Secret.
I think there is a town
Pearls.
off of I-74 with the same last name.
There's a lot of towns off I-74.
Wow.
That's right.
Ogden?
Woodhull?
Yes,
All right,
correct.
very good.
See, you
Wow.
said right away,
Wow.
you said the town.
Well, I was thinking
and
of
you
all the
picked
famous
out right away-
Victorias.
You could have said Galesburg,
I was
Victoria
thinking of all the famous
Galesburg,
Victorias.
or
So, yeah, you're fine.
Woodhull.
Victoria Bloomington.
So how'd she do?
Well, I
what,
was thinking-
what ticket did she run on?
She ran on the Equal Rights Party ticket.
That's good.
Really?
Good for her.
Yeah.
Long before the suffrage movement.
She
too.
believed women should have the freedom to choose whom to marry. That's an odd thought.
And how did she do?
And to divorce their husbands
Really?
Wow. In 1872.
in 1872.
The original radical. How about that?
Yeah, you got it. Good job. Well done.
Thank you, sir. All right.
Learn something every day.
I did not know that.
We'll be in the 80s next weekend. Peace out.
Oh, I want to do a quick little blurb for Springdale Cemetery. Tomorrow is going to be one of the Soldiers Hill Volunteer Cleanup Days. They'll be cleaning headstones, litter pickup, branch and debris removal. All you have to do is show up with your own gardening gloves, sun protection and bug spray. They'll provide the cleaning supplies, and there's a refreshment tent. It's from 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock at Springdale Cemetery, the Soldiers Hill area.
Okay.
Keep an eye on traffic. The race for the cure is tomorrow.
Oh,
it is.
yes.
Yes.
At the Metro Student
So-
Metro
Metro
Center?
Center, yep.
So for the Metro Center and North University.
That's not been well attended.
No, it has
Every
not.
year
It
kind
has
of drops
not.
a little
It's
bit.
dropped down drastically. Yeah, very much so. Well, it's a busy weekend. It's Mother's Day weekend.
Well, there's other issues too.
Oh, got it. And with that,
And with
happy
that,
Mother's Day, everyone.
Hey, happy Mother's
I'm
Day.
still trying to
As
find
Roger looks
a
at the
Mother's
song.
Day song.
Now, do you
Trying
guys
to
do
find a
stuff? Would you? I asked this. I think
Okay.
you were here. Do you do stuff for your wives? Because it's not your mother.
Well, I do because my children are young, so I want her.
They're
to
not.
feel
Your I've
special.
seen your kids. They're not.
Well,
that
no,
young.
no, he's right. They can't go out and buy them,
Yeah,
buy
tell them.
presents
Well, give
themselves.
him. You can give him the money, sure,
I
but
could,
But he
tell
still
them
has to
spend it
take
on
them
video
there.
games or something.
well,
Be like,
no,
"Mom,
he has
I
to
got
get
you
something
this."
for his mom. But
Here's another question. My son-in-law and daughter
Yeah.
are taking my wife and me out to dinner.
Good.
okay.
do I pay for my own?
No,
You
say-
because I'm
No,
not
you're
the
part of
mother.
You're part of the deal, though.
you're part of the
you're
deal.
part of the
You're a
deal.
package
Yeah.
I
deal
think
now.
I should just
Absolutely.
So, yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Jimmy,
Jimmy,
I'm
will
sure-
say thank you. And
I'm sure
sure
you
he'll
picked up
offer
your
the-
share.
Jimmy will
I'm-
spring for you.
Jimmy will
he's a good
spring
man.
for us.
And you
but
picked up your
I
share,
feel like
I'm
I should
sure,
at least
so.
offer to pay for my share.
No,
No,
you know
why
what?
don't you keep that
Just
wall
tell them to
closed?
say, hey, I'll cover the tip. We just, that's a
That's
nice.
a
But yeah,
good thing to do.
Just
yeah,
say,
there you
let
go.
me cover the tip.
Okay.
Cover the tip. That's
I'll do
very
it. I'll
good.
say, Terry told me
Yeah.
I got to pay for the tip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect.
And then you take care
No
of
worries.
it.
Oh, you've hosted.
Where
in
you go- where you
Florida
going?
several times.
Where did she say we were going? I don't know, but we have reservations already somewhere, and I forgot about
Are you going to get her a flower? Or,
it. For my wife.
Everyone's life, there's no other as precious and dear as their mother.
yeah.
Oh, well, that's good.
And I'm no exception, as you will see. When I tell you what my mother means to me.
Well, we ran out of time, everybody.
He took
Have a
us.
great day, and happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Yes.
And remember, God loves you, and so do we, and we love our mothers, past and present.